Hello everyone, welcome to Laurence Plays. It's a Wednesday, so we're going to play some more of The Last Starship. This has been a bit of a hectic getting ready, should we say, but I think I'm basically there now. I think everything's working. I seem to have sound and so on. Hello, Pieter. Yes, yeah. So after after the general fiasco on Monday when things weren't working, I had Restream set to not actually broadcast to anywhere, so I could sort of test streaming from my computer basically into dev null functionally. And then I realised with about 30 seconds to go, I had not ticked the thing, so reticked it to tell it to start sending out the footage to Twitch and YouTube again. So yes, that, and I also had some problems with OBS because I'd been monkeying around with it, messed around with a load of settings and broken things when I was trying to get it working on Monday. So yeah, getting things working was a little bit hectic today. No, so the technical issues, it turns out, I've done a bit more research, and I'll get on to actually playing the game in a minute. I'll just run through what's been found. So turns out the reason it wasn't working on Monday is because my graphics card was running out of memory. There's so much extra graphics in all of the mods we've got in Factorio, that it was using about 7.5 gig out of the 6 gig of RAM my graphics card has. Now you may be able to tell from those numbers that that's not going to be entirely successful, should we say. There's going to be some problems there. So it turns out basically there's too much graphics for it to run it at full resolution. So through a bit of testing, I discovered if I go in and I turn down the graphical fidelities, then I can get it down to about 3 gig of RAM, and then it does work and it's okay. And to be honest, it doesn't actually look all that different. So I'm going to do that for now, but I am also going to order a slightly more modern graphics card because finally I finally got to the point where my graphics card is not capable of playing Factorio again. Entertainingly, the reason I upgraded my graphics card the last time I did it was because it didn't have enough VRAM for Factorio. So despite me having been playing the same game for years, I'm still having exactly the same problems with it again. So yeah, that's the good news is I have discovered the problem. The even better news is that I've got a fix for the problem that basically just means dropping the graphical quality down a little bit, and that's not too serious a problem. And there isn't really any bad news, and maybe I probably will buy myself a new upgraded graphics card, something with like more than twice as much RAM. But it's probably about time I did that anyway. I don't know how old my graphics card is, but it's about time to do that anyway. Yeah, I can't run the graphics card at sort of 125% of its storage. I mean, maybe overclocking would allow it to run at 125% of its speed, but it still wouldn't have any more RAM, so it wouldn't help. Okay, so that's that. I discovered that on Tuesday with a bit of poking around and rummaging and swearing. And the most frustrating thing about that is if I'd realised what the problem was, and I should have done because the numbers were in front of me. If I'd realised that was the problem, then I could have done the Monday stream could have gone ahead basically as planned with just a little bit of slightly embarrassing technical difficulties at the start that would have wasted maybe 10 minutes of getting it up and going. I didn't realise, and so we had to cancel it, which is a shame because I was kind of looking forward to that. But I guess I'll be back on next Monday to carry on with it. Anyway, yes, I'm supposed to be playing The Last Starship today rather than talking about Factorio. So let's do a bit of that, and then if there's anything else to say about it or you have any questions, let me know, and I'll come back to it in a little while once I've got things going. So I ended the last stream when I finished off powering the Stargate. So the Stargate is getting basically 100 megawatts. It is a happy bunny. It is ready for us to jump through. I flew back to NG0 on the old sector map up here. So back to NG0. And said, oh, yeah, look, there's my Stargate. But I couldn't work out how to jump through it. I was sort of expecting, from having played the previous demo, there was a jump to next sector button up here in it at that point. But that is not the case at the moment. So I did a little bit of reading and poking around behind the scenes between episodes. And it turns out the way you do it is you get to here, and then without selecting anything at all from the sector map, including even the current sector, you go to Footle, select your ships like that, and prepare to jump. And it'll go blah, 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 blah. Oh yeah, I'm definitely. And then you discover you've already got it selected, and it's not going to work. Okay, so let's go back into the sector map. This seems to be a little bit iffy. Maybe I go back to here and then back to here. There seems to be some glitchery pokery around here. There we go. Now I think it's worked. Yeah, I'm not interested in the laptop versions because I would like to have the extra power and form factor and so on and so on. But I can understand I can understand why you'd want it. So there we go. Got jump through Stargate option now. And this is quite a long way. So yeah, I think I'll probably go AMD rather than Nvidia for the first time in actually a very, very long time, because back in the distant past, the Nvidia cards were better with Linux, which I'm using, as you'll probably know. Because how do you find out if someone's using Linux? Don't worry, they'll tell you about it. So it used to be that the Nvidia cards were better; they had much better drivers. But these days, I believe that's now actually the other way around, and it's probably about time I switched over. And there is one available for about 300 quid that has 16 gig of onboard RAM, so that's full 10 gig more. So it's about basically 2.5 times what I've got at the moment. So I think I'll probably pick one of those up at some point. Right, and we have an incoming hail. Captain, this sector has never been visited before and is outside of my security jurisdiction. We have a full scan underway for the sector. Once it's completed, more locations will be marked on your map. In the systems surveyed so far, we found some new music and some resources, which may just be a glimpse of what the sector has to offer. Unfortunately, that means pirates will probably find their way here soon, but it seems clear for now. Severe weather has also been detected nearby. Who knows what you may find out here. Be careful, Captain. Right, so a whole new world. I mean map. Well, I don't know what I mean. Okay, so it looks there are a couple of places I can go to. Let's explore a little bit. Let's go over here because there is a. Let's go over to this one because there are some rocks, and then we'll go over and have a look at this one afterwards, and just be vaguely curious. Adverts should just appear from time to time. I've got adverts set to default, Mike. Hello, Sophia. Welcome. Yeah, 16 gig seems to be a good. I know very little about graphics cards, I will admit. I'm basically taking Astrid's word for it on it being a good one. And I've done sort of basic sort of due diligence and looked it up, and it seems to be a graphics card with a suitable amount of speed and not an excessive amount of money. So it's probably quite a good one to choose. I think she knows what she's talking about. I just haven't ordered it yet because I procrastinate basically. Right, we've found a place. And there's no contracts here. There's nobody here. Nothing going on. Oh, there might be resources. What have we got here? We have copper. That's not particularly exciting. We have more copper. We have still more copper. And you guessed it, we have... Oh! Neobidium ore. That sounds different and interesting. I should probably get my mining ship and get some of that. Metallic minerals over here. Precious is over here. More metallics. More precious and metallics. Right. Okay, let's go and get the other ship. The foundry. And go, well, I guess we're going to try and cram even more crap onto this ship. This is a mess. I don't like it. Do you think I should just make a new mining ship? This is kind of okay, except it kind of also kind of isn't. Yeah, I guess, yes, if you have specific needs for one of them, then that's fair enough. My needs are basically gaming and video rendering. And the video rendering can... I'm prepared to be patient if it makes things easier and cheaper. So, yeah, I'm not enormously fussy. Oh, yeah, I need to dismantle that first. Dismantle. And then remantle. Oops. Oop, again. Not you, not you, you, and you. Right, so I put all the pieces of track in, and that one as well. Let's see if this now actually works properly. Could I have another storage crate, perhaps? They're supposed to be being made... Ah, there we go, it's being made. Okay, cool. Now it has been made, so I can now ask for another one of those to be installed. Install storage crate. I came through with the with the other ship instead of this one because I was worried it might be dangerous on the other side. But as the guy pointed out, nobody's really had the chance to get over there yet. So put one of those in there and one there, and then we'll tell you to be a copper ore storage crate. And then when we inevitably run out of storage space... So yeah, why has that piece of rail been missed out? I was very careful to make sure I got all of the rail in there, all the way around. We looked and saw it was all there, and yet it didn't bother. It'd be nice if the game worked, wouldn't it? Yes, it would. Oh yeah, I also need to cable these things in. That'd be a good idea too. Right, so this is going to hold the neodymium. It's not neodymium, it's something else, but yeah, we'll worry about that later. Okay, so let's take you and let's detach everything. Right, so we'll take the gas collector and the foundry and go off. Yeah, let's take both of them. We've got enough gas at the moment that we should be all right. So I want no, not Stargate. I want a sector map. I want to go to Ngo, and I want to set the gas collector, and I want to leave the new ship behind because we don't need that one. That can just stay there to keep powering the Stargate. Hopefully, the people on it won't starve to death. Okay, so yeah, I'm going for taking the 4070 for the 12 gig. Yeah, the AMD one I'm looking at, which was I want to say a 7600 XT, as opposed to my processor, which is a 3600 XT. RX? I don't know, something like that anyway. Yeah, it has 16 gig of RAM, which is so the AMD cards seem to have more than the NVIDIA one. Why has the gas collector got no fuel? How can the gas collector have no fuel? Look, you've got fuel. It's here. Don't be silly. Okay, let's carry on. FTL, foundry, and gas collector. Prepare to jump. Yeah, so the AMD one had 16 gig of RAM, and given that RAM seems to be the thing that I struggle with, I thought I'd go. It made sense to go for the one that just has absolutely nutso amounts of RAM. It's taken so long for the giant brick to rotate that the aligning bar hasn't even started filling up yet. That's impressive. Yeah, the X3D chips are the ones with the crazy amounts of cache on. The ones that, as far as we can tell, are basically designed for Factorio. So yeah, getting one of those would be quite nice. But that's another sort of 250 quid. So let's do one big upgrade at a time, shall we? I'll come back and do the processor upgrade in the future when it starts to be a problem. For now, just doing the graphics card will do for now. Yeah, save up a little bit more money from the old YouTube millions. I apologise for the spam on screen. I don't think once it's got onto this on-screen chat, I don't think I can remove it. It's been deleted from the Twitch chat by the bot. But yeah. Oh, and thanks for the follow, Dushnilla. Much appreciated. Good to have you aboard. And here we nearly are. Boop. There we go. New exciting place. So now we do another footle jump. Oh no, footle. Okay, yeah, we want to go to down here to get some of that new resource, and we want to take both ships, and we want to prepare to jump. Now I should probably get the foundry to start making FTL juice at some point, or FTL fuel, because we do have some somewhere, and we've got a load on the other ship. I don't even see the FTL drive. It's here somewhere. I know it must be because we were about to do a. It says it's got one here. Oh, there it is. FTL drive. Yeah, so we've got another 4 FTL charges over here. So we have the capability to do a little bit more hopping around. We've got a bit more on the other ship, but it might be a good idea to make some of these. So, but let's go over there now and get some of the unobtainium. The other thing, I suppose, is the longer I leave it before I pick up a new processor, the more the cheaper it'll be. It won't be more powerful unless I get a new motherboard as well, but it'll at least be more. It'll at least potentially be cheaper. Right, so the gas collector can't really do much here because there's no gas to collect. But the foundry has a suitable stockpile of fuel on it, so we can use that up to keep the thing running. We've also got these all these stable isotopes over here, and I think I need a Factoriopedia, but for this game, I think I can make more of these FTL charges with it. So let's put down a. Do I have a chemical? I think it's done in the chemical lab. One of these guys. We will find out in a moment. So we'll put one in. We'll see what it can do, and then go. Crap, that's the wrong system, because that's how this sort of thing works. Yeah, I would like to have a thing that just shows me all of the recipe, all the things that can be made, and what machine it's made in, and what it's made out of. So basically, the Factoriopedia. Ah, we are gathering stuffs. What have we gathered? We've gathered boxes of bullets. Why are there boxes of bullets lying around in deep space? What's going on? I feel this should worry me. Also, I feel that all this nonsense on this belt here is just generally bad, and I would like it to not be there. Okay, so this chem lab. I'd like to be able to click on the thing. I'd like to be able to make FTL charges. So that's dillium. Oh, it's just dillium crystals. Oh, and hyperspace isotopes. Okay. We have turned all of the hyperspaces into refined ones, into stable ones. That's mildly unfortunate. So we've got over here, we've got this thing is doing loading hyperspace isotopes. We'll turn that off. Then we'll need another one on the ships, specifically the Procyon, because this has got all of these hyperspace isotopes. So we can turn all of that into fuel. So that's going to be lovely. We'll send you over here as well to chase that down. You can refuel, rearm, just everything, and also drop off some of your hyperspace isotopes over there. The gas collector isn't doing anything interesting. Have you got a scoop on the front? You have got a scoop on the front, so you've got a load of hyperspace isotopes as well. So we can unload those as well. You might be right, Peter. Yeah, maybe I should just enjoy myself and just upgrade, do a big upgrade of basically everything, and have a bit more oomph behind my computer. What are you gathering still? You still gathering? Yeah. Why is there a load of ammunition just floating around in space? What is going on? Also, okay, you've got a little bit further to go. It's just the Procyon is a little bit quicker. Okay, let's do maneuverings. See if we can just clamp the two together, even though the other one's moving. It moves pretty slowly. So I might be able to just grab it as it goes past. That was a bloop noise. I'm not quite sure why. Oh, it's a bot going out. Fair enough. There we go. Lovely and docked. What is up, Doc, as they say. Right, okay, so back over to the foundry. Actually, I didn't want to turn that off. I do want that to load up the isotopes, but I want this to stop. I want to stop refining the gubbinses, and then I want to run a pipe from here to here. We are going to need a certain amount of tillium, but I think we have a certain amount of tillium, so I think that should be all right. Got some more fuel being brought out. Fine, not a problem. Right, and now we go over to the logistics panel, and from this I can now say from the Procyon, I'd like to unload all of the hyperspace juice. Hyperspace juice. Boop. Oh, yeah, it goes there. And also from the Temptress, I would like to unload all of it as well. Whenever it comes over and joins the party. If we ever do. So how are we doing for fuel? That's the next question. Fuel, we've got a massive quantity of available here. The Procyon has 23. That's probably enough for now. And the fuel tankers have 300 between them, more or less. Hello, Kesor. Welcome. I'm I'm sorry to hear you've had a bad day. It's ludicrously hot over here, but other than that, I've had a pretty good day. And I actually went out and saw the great outdoors and the evil day star earlier today. So it's been made a nice change and sort of made me feel like I've escaped and gone into the real world for a little while. So that was sort of nice. Are we empty? What? What? No. What? Oh. That's not worked well. My pipes have linked where they shouldn't have done. That should link there, that should link there, and never the twain should join. Okay, right, that seems to be better. I don't know how I get this to not be stupid. Hyperspace isotopes. Come on, guys, swap the bottles over. That's wrong. There shouldn't be a fuel tank on there. It's 30 degrees in my office at the moment. I think the weather is 20. The weather has got down to 26 degrees. It was about 28 earlier. So yeah, that counts as ludicrously hot for the UK. It's the standard. The country isn't built for this sort of weather problem. If it was built for 30, if the country was built for 30-degree weather, then it would probably be all right. But it really isn't. I will have to get my aircon up and running at some point. I don't know how good it's going to be, but it's certainly going to be better than nothing. But I'll just sweat it out for another day. Right, there we go. Got some hyperspace isotopes coming in there. We've got some hyperspace isotopes filling up here. We've got some thallium crystals in there. So once that fills up, we should start making the hyperspace isotopes. If I put down a couple of boxes, can we then sort of automate this a little bit better? So if I want to put in a small storage crate as an... No, actually not that. Put it down here. Output, input. And then we'll need short robot arms there and there. There we go. 28 outside is fine as long as it doesn't get except that then means it's going to be 30 indoors because indoors tends to be warmer due to houses in this country being designed to keep heat in. So you are going to be storing trillion crystals, and these ones actually are in alphabetical order, which is nice. And you will take then hyperspace FTL charges, that's what they're called. That one. We'll prioritise zones, because why not? Then that way they'll just keep putting them down here as much as possible. Right. Okay, so this is working nicely down here. We've got a couple of crewmen are chucking the tanks onto here to empty them into the system. It's coming over here. We've got no thallium crystals in here at the moment because they're all in here, and for some reason that means we just don't want to move them over apparently. I don't know how to get them to move them from here to over there, but oh well. Maybe that means they'll hand load them into the machine here. If so, it's not the end of the world. We will, as long as we actually do make some FTL charges. And the lights are doing the blinking lighting thing there. And yes, there we go. There's a spinny thing. So, you see these guys bringing it over by hand and putting it into the machine. Right, so that is working. We are making FTL fuel. And that's a good thing because otherwise we might end up getting stuck here. So the thing I should have been doing all the time while we were sitting here like proverbials is going over to here and saying weapons. Forward mining laser, forward mine. And you. And you. I could put them all on auto. I could just put them all on auto, actually. There we go. Now we can get some nubidium. Nubidium. There we go. I've managed to say the word. Outdoors are like a coronal mass ejection. Yes, I wouldn't disagree there. So, right. The new space exploration is going to functionally be the... are you ore? I think you're ore. Yes, you're ore. The new space exploration, when it comes out, is going to functionally be the same as the space exploration I've already changed, just updated for Factorio 2.0. So, given that, I expect I probably won't play it anytime particularly soon because I've already done it, and what's he doing? Okay, he's putting it in there, and it's going to be more of the same, and I'm going to be playing Planetary Pioneers instead. However, when Space Exploration N+1s on 0.8, I think, because 0.6 was the version I played with Crastorio 2. 0.7 is going to be the 2.0 compatibility version, and 0.8 is going to be the one with all the new bells and whistles and exciting stuff. So when 0.8 comes out, I will definitely be playing that because that looks very exciting. Okay, we finished this Tillian patch off already. Let's move a little bit closer so the bots don't have to fly quite as far. So yes, there will be more space exploration content on this channel in the future. However, probably not until 0.8 comes out. I don't really see the point in playing 0.7. I'm not going to say definitely not. If it feels like 0.7 is getting significant amounts of updates and things that weren't in 0.6, then certainly maybe. However, it took me 2 years to get through K2SE with the group of 4 of us playing. So because I have an actual real normal full-time job and so on, and so do all the people I play with, we can only realistically play sort of 1 night a week, and that means it takes about 2 years to do a space exploration run. So given that, we probably won't be doing another one with the same version. However, it was fantastic, so I would definitely be interested in playing it again in the future. 15 outside and 12 inside. That's interesting. But colder inside. That's not something that would happen with UK buildings, should we say? Yeah, our houses are very much designed to keep the heat in. Personally, I feel that about low 20s is my sort of ideal temperature. So if the weather could be sort of 22, 23, just all the time, I'd be very, very happy with that. And yeah, I obviously I can deal with other temperatures as well, as I am doing, like, you know, right now. Stop the engines. Stop. There we go. But the perfect for me would be the low 20s. In you go. There we go. Warp drive machine. Oh, is that the sort of the Warp Torio fork, for want of a better word? That did sound interesting. Oh, there we go. There's the they're already taking the isotopes through. Nice. So get all that through. If so, then yes, the playing Warp Torio was definitely a lot of fun. I really enjoyed that, especially playing it as a group thing. We do need to get another supporter stream together at some point, and I'm looking forward to doing that because it's been a while. Right, next one is down here. Actually, move to there. Heave and start zapping. So the neobidium ore does seem to be a little bit. The patches are a bit smaller, should we say? So they're not lasting quite as long as I'm used to from dealing with the copper and the other things we've been digging up. But you know, we'll harvest what we can and then move on. See what we can do with it. So I did notice that when I was programming one of these things, there were a couple of extra neobidium things. They've been put down here. That's why there were a couple of extra neobidium things that I could store in these. There was I think one of them might have been a just standard ingot. So let's try for that. Let's stick in another smelter if I've got one. Smelter, lovely. I have. I'm honestly mildly surprised I've got all this useful stuff, but I'm certainly not going to complain. Does that overlap? I honestly can't tell. No, it doesn't. I think that's to go there. And then we'll put in another storage crate there. And then short robot arms from there to there and there to there. And then we need some cables in to make them actually run. Like so. Have some redundancy. There we go. And I want you to cook the... okay, we don't cook neobidium. Okay, never mind then. I would like to... We'll wait and see. Can we have this box, please? There must be something you do with the neobidium. I'll learn to say it by the end of the stream. There must be something we can do with the neobidium ore, but I don't know what that's going to be. So you see, we can make neobidium ingots. I just don't know how. And neobidium capacitors, but presumably that goes from ingots. At least I would expect it to. But this guy does not seem to understand the concept of cooking neobidium. Now, is there more research I can do at this point? There is. Neobidium processing. Ah, nice. Okay, well let's do that then. Let's get that being researched. We've got guys, we've got computers, we've got research stations, we've got computers. I'm glad I didn't sack them all now. So there we go. Yes, you're quite right, Pieter. It needs to be researched. That's quite cool, actually. I'm happy with that. Although I would have been happier if there'd been some information to tell me about it, rather than just going, yeah, you can. There is this stuff, but never mind. What are you carrying? Oh, metal ingots. Okay, fine. I have also noticed there seems to be some hyperspace isotopes on this belt, and I do not know why, and I do not know how to get them off the belt, which is lovely and slightly frustrating. I suppose I could put a box in down here to gather all of the isotopes. Ooh, in fact, maybe that's the thing I should be doing. 1, 2, 3. There aren't any boxes that size. What if I put a full-size robot arm there? Would that work? I don't know if that'll work, but I'm going to try it because I'm curious. Maybe then, as these come past, they'll get snatched off and chucked onto here, because that's about to empty. There we go, that's emptied. There we go, yeah, it does work. Awesome. So we'll do a little bit of loading from the belt. Hopefully that'll get rid of them. Certainly, as we start to use it all up, it'll get rid of them. And we've got another 4 FTL charges there. Excellent. So this seems to be working very, very well. Oh, did you see a pop-up message? I must have missed the pop-up message. My screen's quite big, so it's easy. Big. My webcam is quite small. My screen's quite big, so it's fairly easy for me to miss something that appears in a random corner of the screen, unfortunately. Sadly. There's all this ammunition down here as well, and also some copper, but mostly there's ammunition on my recovery belt, and that seems silly. Okay, we've burnt through another neobidium patch again already, so those are indeed going down quite quickly. So let's move over to here and start hacking up that one. I do like that with the ships all being linked together like this. We're using all of the engines and all the manoeuvring thrusters to make my brick a little bit more manoeuvrable. That's quite nice. Yes, an attempt was made. However, I was oblivious. It turns out. What was that ping? Nope, I don't know what that ping was. Pivot. There we go. That's a good place to pivot to. Cool. The batteries on the ship are struggling a little bit when all the lasers are going. Maybe that's a sign I need even more reactors. Even more. I mean, it recovers when the lasers calm down a little bit, but the lasers don't do a lot of calming down a bit. So. Yeah, it is also entirely possible that I was just a little bit oblivious. That is something I am fully capable of. No, when I rotated the brick, all of the other ships were pushing it. I could see their engines and their manoeuvring thrusters firing. So they were all working together as a team, which is nice. Nice to know somebody can. Copper, and metallics and preciouses. Metallic. Okay, so we've harvested, I think, all of the neobidium. Oh, there's some more tilium over here. Okay, but we've harvested all of the all of the new novel ore from this system. So yeah, I guess we'll carry on with these researches. So it does occur to me that we also have the research happening. So we'll let that run. But also there is the Stargate project where we've done this now, so we can now potentially go on to phase 6. Nope, no, we don't seem to be able to go on to phase 6. There is no phase 6. Okay, well, never mind then. Oh, there is another ship. Yeah, I see what you mean. Bring the gas collector over as well. Yeah, probably would help a little bit. This ship is it does have 4 thrusters and 2 engines, so it has a certain element of manoeuvrability. Yes, not the best, but it has a little bit of capability. Right, I think I'm going to leave the foundry here. I'm going to take all the other ships off and investigate the other system. And I'm taking the gas collector because there's gas there to collect, basically. So if we do a sector map, I would like to go there to the gas place. And I would like to take the Procyon. I wouldn't like to take the Foundry. I'd like to take the gas collector, and I'd like to take the Astral Temptress. We'll all fly over there. We'll all have a bit of a look, see what's going on over there, and collect some novel, different gas. See if it tastes different. Come on, gas collector, get yourself lined up. There we go. So let's jump over there now. See if we can get ourselves in trouble. Maybe get some combat going or something like that. Have a look around. Try and work out what we're supposed to be doing at the moment. Because there's nothing going on at the moment in the contracts world. Oh, meteor shower. That sounds scary. Xelion gas. Right, okay. Yeah, let's not hang around because we're getting pelted with meteors. I do not like this. Let's just get straight out of here because one of the ships we've got here is not armed and therefore is not going to be able to defend itself. Oh dear, no, I'd like to take all of the ships. And therefore is not going to be able to defend itself against these rocks flying through space, and therefore might pick up some damage. It also doesn't have any capabilities for repairing itself because it doesn't have any bots on board. So let's. However, I saw the research unlocked then. So once this one finishes, we can also pick up the Xelion gas processing, and then, well, I guess I'm going to have to pick up a. Build another gas collector that can also defend itself from difficult things like rocks. This is my one. Okay, this is the ship that's powering the Double. What's it? Can I remove that yet? Have we restarted the game enough that they'll let me remove this thing? Yes, we have. Excellent. Bink. Ooh, that doesn't look... Oh, there's a random piece of wall there. That's why it was complaining. Can we just have floor there, please? There we go. And I don't actually know that's not why it was complaining because it wasn't on the edge, but I don't know why things were funny. Funny noises. Right. So I think at this point, until the neobidium processing is researched, there's not a lot to do. So I guess let's fabricate a new ship and try and build up something that's got try and build something up that can go out there and can defend itself against meteors and also harvest the gas. So what should we start off with? Is gas collector one? Oh, and if I go all the way to the bottom, then there we go. We've got the ones that come with the game rather than the ones that have been made by other people. So is gas collector in here at all? No. There's lots just called new ship. I think I probably just want to start from scratch. The problem is when you start from scratch, you have this thing, and then you need to make sure you order exactly the right bits and pieces you need to get a ship up and running, and not screw it up like I did last time. So let's try and do this correctly this time. So we want a new ship. There we go. There it is. And let us purchase some stuff. Actually, the way I did this before was by flying a ship up to it and then unloading the people and whatnot from it. Because it can't do anything. It just sits there like a lemon. We've got this one which has some people on it and is theoretically manoeuvrable but can't realistically fly. Hello. It'd be quite good to put these people in their spacesuits and nick them actually, because this would be a good point to start with as a starting point. Yes, good Englishing there. Right, so let's fly you over to. Can we fly you over here? Is that a thing we can do? Seems to be trying. Okay. Well, let's give that. That's going to take a very long time to fly over there on manoeuvring thrusters only. So let's give it that time and go off and have a look at something else like the Foundry. So we've got the scientists presumably busy. Yes, there they are, busy up here. I won't be able to buy any more in because there's nowhere to get them from at the moment. But the research is at 61%, so that's good. And then I guess once I've got to Once I've got that done, then I can then do the Xelion gas, and maybe there'll be some more things to research that will sprout out over here. We'll find out. And what in the meantime? What are you? You are not explosives. That's the wrong icon for explosives. Deuterium. That's the bunny. Haven't used any of that yet. I think there's a fusion reactor somewhere that I haven't unlocked yet, or haven't built yet. Just haven't used. Maybe I should have just bought a bigger ship. Might have been easier. Did I ever work out how to rename these things? Because I've got 2 ships called New Ship now, and that's very unhelpful. The editor seems to be... Oh, there we go. It's as simple as that. So this is the Stargate power. Star power. Made by me. Yeah. It costs 4.2 million. Lovely. And I feel like I should put more solar panels on it, but I don't really want to. Right. Have you got anywhere near that other ship? No, it is way over there, and you just... Yeah, okay. The ship has pointed itself in the right direction and then been completely unable to move. I could put an engine on it. Let's do that. I feel it's good for a ship to be able to at least move itself around a little bit. So we can buy a propulsion. Let's pick one of those up. 100 grand, but I've got 14.5 million, so I think that's probably going to be all right. Get that brought in. Then we can buzz over there and get that other ship set up. See, the thing is, I don't want to just chuck some guys onto it at this point because it doesn't have, well, anything. It doesn't have an atmosphere yet, so I don't know if they turn up with their spacesuits in time. So we're going to fit the engine like this. Plus. Can we fit this engine, please? It's 4 wide, so it should fit in there. But it won't let me place it anywhere. And I don't know why not. All right, let's extend the ship a little bit and try and put the engine in a sensible place. In fact, actually, you know what I could do? I could put I could put a wall across there. Okay, I could remove a bit of that first. Then I could get that dismantled and just have a flat back on the ship here and fit an engine in there. Then back into the editor. I'm going to wait for him to finish that because otherwise I suspect things are going to go badly for him. There we go. Wall goes across there. Fine, we'll do that. And then hull, erase that. Then, can I please install that engine? No, still can't install the engine. Oh, maybe engines have to point to the left. I suspect that might be the case. Alright then, we'll have a bit more hull coming down like this. This is going to be the most ridiculous ship design ever, but never mind. Oh no, we're supposed to be drawing, not erasing. Oh, come on. There we go. Then we'll extend the floor into there as well, because why not? And then, with any luck, I'll be able to put that engine in. Yeah, there we go. It is a ridiculous design, but I don't care. Do we have... Oh, we don't have fuel on this ship. Ah! Because this is an entirely solar-powered ship, I've never bothered putting fuel on it. Okay, well, let's give it a tank to put the fuel into. And then let's buy a loader. Just one loader. And some fuel. And then we should be able to get that going. And it'll be delivered up top now because I don't have a door at the bottom. Let's put the door back in at the bottom because I might as well. Ducking port goes there. And I guess we'll have a storage space for the fuel down here as well. So storage for fuel. like that. And we'll install the loader. Let's go to schematic mode so I can see what I'm doing. Put the loader in there, and then a pipe in down there, and a cable in there. Right, there we go. That should do nicely for fuel. Could somebody, build this, please? Build the damn loader. Okay, here it comes. Alright, so do that, and then this can, yes, load fuel. Perfect. Right, that's now filling up with goodness. And it'll probably kick in almost immediately, because I think it's still got the, yeah, there we go. It's still got the instruction configured from before to fly over and dock with the, and get into a position where it can dock with the new ship. And I can get these guys out, off it and start messing around on the new ship. Which is going to be the, what's the, oh, that's rotating underneath it. That's why it appears to be spinning. What was the gas we're collecting? I can't remember. It was in the research. Zelion. So we'll call you the Zelion because I'm imaginative like that. I'm happy to take suggestions for ship names as usual, just because I'm feeling a little unimaginative, so I'll wait for your suggestions. Right, so we're going to have to put engines on this side clearly because that seems to be how the game works. So we'll, and oh, I suppose actually no, I want to make it long and pointy, or at least long and thin, because that way I don't have to worry about that way I can have more defenses against asteroids. This is probably not going to be sufficiently big, but it's a starting thought. So we'll do that. Yeah, I am also a little bit bothered by the thruster on the on this ship. I will admit that, but it does have other jets on the sides to provide compensation. And the fact that it couldn't fly across the solar system on its manoeuvring thrusters is also a minor upset. It'd be nice if I could just hook up to this ship and then pass oxygen through from this one into that one to inflate it. I wish you wouldn't bloop at me like that. It always scares me. Okay, so that's my build so far. That's not going to be remotely big enough, actually. Let's expand it a little bit more. Let's at least make it into a sort of complete rectangle. Not that I like making my ships blocky or anything. It just seems to be how it turns out. And the floors inside, it will also just fill the gaps. There we go, like that. Missing the ground, yeah. How do I get out of this? Maybe that. There we go, yes. Oh, and here's my other ship. So, Stargate power. Right, I would like to pivot. Pivot! And a little bit of down by the looks of it. It's very distracting having that big cross-shaped thing moving across behind. Aha! More exciting researches. Are you in the right place? I can't tell because there's notifications. No, you're too close. There we go. Alright, so we'll link those up. Now, let's have a quick look at the research. So I've got nubidium fabrication and Zelion gas. Let's do this one because that doesn't require me to go to dangerous places just yet. Yes, I do remember the falling at the ground, falling towards the ground, and falling and missing the ground thing from Hitchhiker's Guide. Yes, I remember that. Didn't I give you? Yeah, I definitely gave you a new name. You were supposed to be I've forgotten what the name of the gases are again already. Right, so I'm going to need to buy some stuff for this ship. So we'll have like 3 of these tanks because they're always useful. It's a little bit of a shame that half this stuff I'm about to buy I could probably brought over from the from the foundry ship, but never mind. That's gone off to parts unknown. So we are going to need stuff. We're going to need definitely at least two reactors. There's a fusion reactor as I was talking about, but let's see, it makes loads of power but needs to be powered up itself. Fine. We'll have a couple of batteries as well, just because why not? Have both those loaders because they're there. Right, and we're going to need an air duct. We're going to need a CO2 scrubber. We're going to need a couple of engines. Going to need 4 thrusters, a couple of spacesuit pods. Why not? A futtle drive. Some Gatling guns. Yes. Drone bay. Yeah, let's take a drone bay just in case it gets damaged. We'll whack another docking port on the other side. Sure. Don't need a smelter. Do need a sewage pipe and a waste treatment machine and a water purifier and an air reprocessor. And then we're going to need all the gas collectors in the world. Probably at least a couple of refineries and maybe a couple of chemical labs. I'm not sure yet. We'll take a hyperspace scoop because you might as well. I've got a ladder already. We're going to need a hydroponics garden. We'll probably need some robot arms to keep all the guns armed and loaded, and some track for the same reason. I don't need science stations, don't need energy transmitters, don't need weapon controls, and don't need solar panels. Probably need a couple of storage crates of each size. Gonna need some fuel. Gonna need some oxygen to get started. Gonna need some futtle charges to get started, even if I can get them later from somewhere else. Gonna need a lot of bullets. Gonna need some water. Gonna need some starter food. The rest is probably okay. I think there's feels like everything. I'm just going to scroll all the way to the bottom in case I missed anything. The crew and spacesuits are going to come from the other ship. So yeah, that seems good. That's a lot of stuff. That's 1.5 million, but that's fine. We'll get that ordered. And then that's not going to be able to arrive because we're taking up the slot over there. But that's okay, because if we switch back to the Stargate power and say, everybody put your spacesuits on. And then we can do a logistics transfer from the Stargate power. We'll send the air duct over just because why not? Solar panels I don't care about. Oxygen, we'll send a couple of them over. And a couple of food. I probably didn't need to order those, but never mind. Seeds. I don't know where these are supposed to be coming from. We'll not worry about that too much. Right, and crew. We'll take 5 of them over. There we go. Right, so now all that's being passed over. The crew are dumping stuff through and going through themselves. That's excellent. So they're in here now, waiting for things to sort of calm down a little bit. Let's give them storage space. Just generic storage space to start with, to put everything in, and we'll tidy it up later. So we can load all that across. And then, once everything's been passed through from the ship, which it clearly has, we can then undock, like so. And then, we should get a shuttle. Here it comes. Excellent. That was really quick. Boink. And then we get the massive shopping spree we just did. All right, what are we being offered? We have got a CO2 scrubber. We have got an air reprocessor. We've got a oxygen duct. Air duct, that's what I mean. Stick the air duct in there. We'll also need over here, we'll need the sewage pipe, basically slap bang in the middle next to the ladder. And while we're doing that sort of stuff, let's also put in a waste treatment machine here. And is there another thing before the hydroponics garden? Yes, there's a water purifier. Water purifier can go there, and the hydropo garden can go in there. And we're going to need to have some reactors and fuel tanks and whatnot. Oh, we need, yeah, where are my tanks? There's a tank. So put an extra tank in there to store spare oxygen and spare water. And then another one for fuel with my 2... okay, we'll put thrusters go here, 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 and here, and we'll put the engines. What are they called? Engine. Yeah, they're actually called engines on the back because apparently that's where they have to go. Like that. Then reactors can go in over here. And that's the main part of it now. We'll put another docking port in over here just for funsies. Because it is useful having 2 docking ports on each ship so they can all sort of link up nicely. Oh, we need a funnel drive as well. We'll put that in over here with the reactor. Let's put it in the middle here. Hyperspace scoop. I will save the hyperspace scoop for now. Okay, now that means I can start... Oh no, I need my loaders. Loaders are important. So we need a loader for oxygen. We need a loader for fuel. And that seems to be what we've got. Right, now I can pipe stuff together. So loader goes to medium tank. This is oxygen. So oxygen to oxygen, oxygen to oxygen to oxygen. CO2 to CO2. Fuel to fuel. And then let's run this across the top up here somewhere. Fuel to fuel, like that. So there we go, that's all of that. And then we need cables to power everything. So we'll take power from there. We'll just run the power straight up, a spine straight up the middle of the ship like this. And then link in things that haven't been put in quite in the right way around like that. And like that. And like that. And like that. Why has my delivery stopped being delivered? Oh, I see. More storage space, please. Okay, so we'll tidy all this up soon, but for now, we just need to get this running. Are you not linked up there properly? I'm sure I thought I linked that to... Yeah, that knows it needs to be fuel. Oh, no, I didn't link it up to there. There we go. Okay, so we have oxygen being put into the tank because we don't need power to get it out of the can and put it into the tank here, but it's not being blown out into the ship yet. So we need to get some fuel in here, which means then these can fire up. When the bar grows, we'll then be producing power, and everything else can then kick in and start working properly. And that means we can then start blowing out oxygen into the ship, get its O2 level up, and there we go. That's starting to rise, and then in a few minutes we'll be able to take our suits off. So I'm going to take... Oh, we haven't got a suits on order on this one. It's just they're putting them on because, well, there's no air in the ship, so they're not idiots. So do that. Right, back over to... in fact, you know, while I'm here, I'm going to install all these extra solar panels we've got because they're there. I might as well try and make the ship look vaguely symmetrical. Even if they're not strictly speaking needed. I'm too short. Never mind. I could pull out a couple over here to make it symmetrical, but I think that's probably not worth it. Right, back over to the new ship. This is... Okay, so there we go. Got the basics up and running now. The O2 level is getting up to acceptable levels, just about. Oh, we need to put in a couple of batteries as well. And you might have noticed I've put all the things in, all the machinery in along the middle of the ship. And that's because I want to have as much space for Gatling guns along the sides as realistically possible. Because these are going to be needed to defend the ship from rocks and other such likes. But I've only got 5 of them at the moment. So let's put them in a grouping up here like this. Oh, I've only got 4 of them in fact. And we'll have a storage crate at the end for the ammunition. Like that. And then the short robot arms can go there, 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 there. And the track can come along here. Oops. Mouse twitch. And I've run out of track. I suppose actually then that means I could put the track there instead and then put my robot arm there and things would just about work. Also, I need some more cables like that and that and that. And then for that, then that'll all start working. And I can program the storage crate to hold the bullet ammunition, which will get it off the ground and put it in, which will tidy it up out of the storage space over here. I would like to basically empty this storage space at some point, because this is meant to just be holding nothing really. Oh, why have I not got power over here? This shouldn't have stuff in it. I just dropped it in as a place to unload into while I get things sorted. Apparently over here I forgot to do that and that. Oh, I've also forgotten to do all the pipes around here as well. So we've got sewage to sewage, wastewater to wastewater, real water to real water to the tank, like that. There we go, tank's filling up already. Lovely. I also need storage for seeds over here. And for compost. Like that. There we go. Should allow this to generally just keep running. And there's quite a lot of water in bottles over here. We'll see whether that's needed. But this seems to be gradually, well, it's got some in it now anyway. So that's kind of working. Fuel needs to be stored over here by the engines. So put in a fuel storage space here, like that. This is oxygen, isn't it? Oxygen storage can be over here. Right, so the next thing, let's see what else have I got waiting to be installed. So I've got some spacesuit pods. Let's have a couple of them. They feel like a good idea. This is where the oxygen is. So we'll put those in there, and then a pipe with oxygen in can go along there. Lovely. So we can fill spacesuits back up again with air over there. That's good. Storage crate, refineries, hyperspace scoop, gas collectors. Yes, I need to get a load of these set up now. So I'm going to carry on putting them in along the middle as I've been doing with other stuff. Like that. And then I'm going to need a load of these or a load of tanks for this, aren't I? Actually, come to think of it. So let's trade. Let's bring in some more tanks. Huge tanks. Yes, let's have those. That sounds huge. Sounds like a good size of tank for something like this. Can put them in over here. And in the meantime, let's pipe them together like this and this. Now they say Metreon gas at the moment. Probably that's because I haven't done the research to discover Zelion gas. But once I've finished doing the neobidium fabrication, then I can do the Zelion gas and see where we go from there, which will get me collection and refining. So yeah, refineries for these are going to be required, I think. Huge tanks, right? You guys go in. Let's have one for unrefined and one for refined. So we'll do that, and then have a couple of refineries. And I don't know how to pipe these in yet, actually, so we'll leave that for the time being. I think also one more thing I'm going to have is one of these guys and one of these things. Because then, rather than having to have a crew member on each gun, when I've only got 5 of them, and that's going to be basically nearly all my crew members, I can put in a control panel nearby, and he can run them from there. Now, when I get this finished, I'm going to want to have a lot more gas collectors on this ship. I'll probably have an entire row of them running along the back here, maybe, if there's room. 3, 1, 2, 3. No, there isn't. And potentially more Gatling guns to protect from asteroids. But for the time being, I think that's probably going to be okay. Hello, Persistent. I think I probably said hi sooner if you'd been speaking English. But yes, hello, welcome. Let's move a little bit further away from the Stargate power. Why is this ship still not called the Zelion? Hello. Zelion. There we go, much better. Playing Overwatch. That's fair enough. I don't mind a bit of multitasking from my viewers. Seems fair enough, to be honest. Should I just dump all this water into the tank? I think I might as well. And the oxygen is basically all gone in already. Let's stop doing that. I don't want to have... Well, actually, no. Let's carry on. Empty that bottle. Then we'll stop. Any minute now. I can't see how much oxygen is in the bottle because it's hidden by this bottle, which is very unhelpful. There we go. So we'll stop doing that. Now I can dismantle that. Boop. And put it, and then remantle it over here. And we can pull some water out into the system, because it doesn't need to be. This tank doesn't need to be full. Ideally, we want all these tanks to be about half full. Well, maybe not that one. That one can be as full as we like. But the water and the oxygen tanks, I want them to be about half full, so we have a bit of buffer available to allow the to allow more of whatever it is to be pulled out of the. Basically, we want a buffer so it can go up and down. So we've got plenty to keep everyone alive on the ship, but also plenty of space so we can turn the CO2 back into oxygen and store it, and we can turn all the sewage back into water and store it. So we do want to be self-sufficient here. Okay, so this area is now essentially finished, apart from the fact that we've only got 3 gas collectors. Are there any more available? No. So I'm going to want more of those. Maybe I'll nick some from the other gas collector ship. I don't even know what we're going to do with Zelion gas yet, but I suspect it's going to be required and going to be useful. But in the meantime, it's just doing a frenzy of research. And I think I've got the ship basically up and running now. Is there anything else I've not installed? I've not installed the chemical labs because I don't know whether I'm going to need them yet. The drone bay. Let's have a drone bay. Oh, and I could do some drones as well for the drone bay. Let's put that in over here. And let's purchase some drones. These guys are mostly there for when the ship inevitably gets damaged. Drone bay, drone. That one. Yeah, these guys are for when the ship inevitably gets damaged from being pummeled by asteroids. They can fly out and do basic repairs on it. So yeah, I think it's important to have them available. They are construction drones as well as logistics. Well, they're repair drones as well as logistics drones. Oh, I should go back to the foundry and make sure it's. Oh yes, and set this to start cooking the neobidium, unobtainium, whatever we want to call it. There's a guy bringing it over by hand. What do you think this arm's here for? Lunatic. Oh well. Also, we should pull all of this off and put it into boxes. Now, these ones down here, okay, we've got full ammunition down here, so that's good. But having it bimbling away merrily round the belt up here is a little bit silly. So let's just pull it off and put it into more boxes. So if I install another 2 small storage crates here and here, and another 2 small short robot arms here and here, and then power them. Got to power them. Where's the other one? I installed 2. They were like right there. Why are you so bad? Cables. Like that. And then you are going to take bullets. Prioritize crate. You are going to take cannon shells. Prioritize crate. There we go. Now the robot arm is grabbing the ammunition off there, and then when the other one starts running, it should also grab the cannon shells as they come past. Like, wake up! Are you pointing in the wrong direction? No, you just hadn't powered up yet. Okay, that's okay, I suppose. There we go. Yes, it's working. Nice. And there we go. The neobidium is now starting to cook. Right, lovely. I think we are making suitable progress. Where are you guys going with those bullets? Why did someone just take a pack of bullets over and stick them in the drone bay? What the hell? I don't understand. Oh well, that's not the reason why. Yeah. He's stealing ammunition from the chests down here that are storing it, and then putting it in the drone bays. The drone bays are not meant to hold ammunition. What are you doing, you absolute lunatic? Yeah, so he brings over the bullets. The bullets get flung out into space on a drone, and the drone brings them back again, and they get put onto the belt. What the hell? Why are the... What? Just why? What's going on here? I don't have anything to configure on the drone base. I don't know why they're calling for ammunition. Can we disconnect them sensibly? Not very. I could disconnect this entire area, but that seems a little unhelpful. There we go. Well, I've disconnected this entire area because it was being unhelpful. And now we have a drone that's going to go around there forever. Yep. What? But why? Why are you idiots loading ammunition into the drone bays? I don't know. I have not been using my AC. I am thinking right now that I wish I had been, though, because it is ridiculously hot. I think one of my projects for the rest of the week and the weekend is going to be getting some ducting up and running with the AC. It's, to be fair, it has only just got to the point where it is too hot, TM, but it has definitely got to the point where it is too hot, and I am definitely a toasty. 30 degrees on Saturday, geez. Fortunately, I'm going to be out Saturday evening, so hopefully the pub we go to will have air conditioning and the escape room and so on. It'll all be nice and calm and cool and peaceful and pleasant. 94%, nice. So we're nearly there with the new neobidium fabrication. Yeah, that dual hose thing definitely sounds like a good idea. I think I'm trying to decide what the best way to just mount the whole thing in the window is going to be. I'm actually quite tempted, and this is going to be way off topic for the video, for the stream I'm doing at the moment, but I'm quite tempted to get a big sheet of Perspex that's basically the size of the window opening, have the window wide open with this big sheet of Perspex there, and have cut holes in the Perspex for the hoses to go up to, and just go, well, the window is not suitable for air conditioning, for an air conditioning unit, so I'm going to just have it wide open. The only problem is, if I have the window wide open, then it comes across to about here. Yes, to about here, between me and the wall. You can see how close the wall is behind me. To about here, and if I move around carelessly on my desk chair, then I bash into it. But to be honest, it's not. I don't think that's a particularly serious problem. I have been propping the window open to that extent in the past, so yeah, I think I may well end up doing that. The problem with doing the dual hose thing right now... Well, actually, why are you not grabbing bullets off there? What's going on? Anyway, yes, the problem with doing the dual hose thing at the moment is that running my 3D printer is going to make it even hotter in here. But, you know what, it's probably going to be worth it. Are you actually working? Have you tried to pick up these precious metals that are on the floor and confused yourself? Dismantle that. And then install a short robot arm. Yeah. Here. And let's put another one in here just for funsies. Because having people doing these things manually seems a little bit silly. And... yeah, I have no idea why this ammunition is not getting taken off here. I despair a little bit. Okay. Oh, the research is finished. Right. So that's as far as we can go that way. So let's do the Xenon gas now. Yes, begin that research. So, neobidium fabrication is complete, and we can now make energy cell frame blueprints and neobidium capacitor blueprints. Ah, so that means presumably now those are things that I can make, not things that I have to research in order to be able to make. Unless they're over here. No, they're not. So I've just got those. Straight up got them, I think. Which is nice. We can start making those. So I guess that's going to be... Is it going to be an assembly table? Or is it going to be a fabrication doobery? Let's put down one of each, and then we can and do some experimentation and curiosity things. So I want a fabricator, which I should put here, and an assembly table, which can go here, in case I want to feed between them. And we'll just see. We'll see what we have the capabilities of. Oh, I can't put. Oh, I'm an idiot. That's why it's not working. The robot arm needs to go in there, because these ones up here are trying to unload from the copper storage box. So let's do that. Do it again, but correctly this time. Also, while I'm at it, cables for these guys. Cables. Out of schematic mode. Right, you, fabricator guy. You can make frames, motors, coils, lens, energy cell frames. There we go. So that, yes, this is this neobidium thing is from here. So that requires neobidium ingots. Excellent. That's in the correct place. And that'll make an energy cell frame, and we'll do goodness knows what with that. Over here, we can make neobidium capacitors, which takes a Stargate capacitor and a neobidium ingot. Lovely. What's Stargate capacitor happening over here? That requires Stargate capacitor is energy coil, Stargate actuator, and stable isotopes. Stop. Now, in an ideal world, I would now spaghetti a belt from here over, or from here more likely, over to here to allow me to make these things. This is not an ideal world. We may just... I mean, I've got a lot of guys just standing around. Maybe we'll do this manually. So that's... Yeah, okay. So these are both things that I can make, though. So let's put in 2 more small storage crates for these things that I'm making now, because I'm sure I'm going to require those for the next part of the Stargate project. That just feels like the way these things are going to go. So that, and that. Pop, and you're gonna store the neobidium capacitors, and you're gonna store the energy cell frames. Sorry. And then I'm gonna have to put in some more cables because I didn't pay attention to that before I just dropped things in. There we go. Oh, you're gonna need cables as well. And why is there not a? It is starting to annoy me a bit that frequently when you say, "Hey, build this thing," it forgets your instruction and just doesn't bother. There's no real excuse for that. So yeah, we've got the capacitors being brought over by hand. We've got these bottles of goop being... oh no, that's being fed over by... Is that being fed over by pipe? Let's start making the Stargate capacitors again. We've got 19 of them in here, so it's going to be alright for a little while. Stable isotopes. Are we piping them in? I don't remember. Let's check. Pipes. No, we're not piping them in. They're being brought in bottle form. Okay, so we need all of that for this, but that's fine. So my assumption is with this research, when this research finishes, I'm going to get another phase of the Stargate project available. So phase 6 will then become available, and that's going to require an arbitrary large number of these things in order to get it up and running. So I'm going to need to potentially fly back with all of this and supply the systems, and also probably something that requires the Zelion gas as well. Maybe I'm going to need to turn all of it into something. In fact, it does occur to me that maybe I should... Oh, this is basically full already. I was going to say that maybe I shouldn't just be using up all of my neobidium in order to make a supply of these things when I don't know what proportions I'm going to need it in, and there is no other neobidium available, and we've not explored it, not discovered any new areas either. Meanwhile, oh yeah, this guy is just waiting for the thing to start working. We've got some FTL charges. Oh, I need some FTL. I need to store my FTLs over here. FTL charges. Go there. Alright, so we're armed. We are not very fueled. Oh, actually, we're pretty fueled. We've filled the tank up. So we've got enough here to fly over and join the rest of the fleet, I reckon. I think this ship is now probably in a state where we can just buzz off with it as is, head over, start joining in the fun elsewhere. Now, I would like to have more Gatling guns, though. That's the only thing, and more track, I suppose. Okay, Pieta. Well, thank you for joining, and I hope you sleep well. And yes, I don't want to load the copper into the neobidium. That was what we would call a mistake. Can I buy any more Gatling guns? I can. I can buy another 5 of them. Nice. and the rest of it I can get from the other ship. So we'll head over. I can get 4 on that side, 5 on this side, something like that. Or maybe just a ridiculously long string of them all going all the way along here. Did I get my guy? Oh, so I got my guy in the red in. So let's give him his weapons control center here. Is that going to need power? Yes. I haven't really left much space. Actually, that's not true. There's loads of space down here for more gas collectors. Can we get more of those? 1. Great. Fine. You know what? Actually, let's put all the Gatling guns on the same side of the ship, because then I can point this side. If I have any asteroids coming in from sort of this direction, then hopefully this we'll be able to defend ourselves against them reasonably well. Yeah, there we go. So yes, if I point the port side of my ship towards where the asteroids are coming from, then the PDCs will defend it nicely. I think that should work. Yes, I'm also very, very glad that I finally found an issue to the Monday issues. They were horrifying and scary, but fortunately they seem to not be too... now that I know what's causing it, they are much less scary. Right, so let's go to here. Prepare to jump. Pivot. Yeah, the ship's reasonably manoeuvrable. I have not put those engines in symmetrically. Let's get some... No, let's not get more engines. This ship doesn't need to be a fast one. But we'll jump over here. We'll see if we can get any more... Do you think more Gatling guns is excessive? Is there any such thing as... There's no such thing as overkill. Only open fire and time to reload. But we'll get another one of those and another one of those. And also, any more gas collectors? Yes, I have some more of those. And refineries, because I can't make refineries. Take another 2 of those. Oh, there we go. Bring over the another FTL thing. Oh, and this is the point where I should put in the FTL scoop as well. I nearly forgot about that. Hyperspace scoop, that's the one. That goes there. And then we need another... I don't need a huge tank for that. I only need a medium. Let's order another medium tank. Medium tank. And a loaders. We'll take both the loaders. They're cheap. Well, the tank is already... the ship is already here dropping other stuff off. Right, so let's put in the medium tank goes here. And the loader goes here. And... oh yeah, cables. Cables, like that. And pipes. These pipes are a mess, but never mind. There we go. Pipe all of that together. Now we can scoop in a load of hyperspace juice, and then we'll unload those as and when they fill up. In the meantime, right, I need more gas collect. I need to deploy more gas collectors, so and more weapons control centers actually. So I'll put the next one in. It'll let me put it here. That's pretty good. So I'll put that there, and then I can start racking gas collectors along over here. I can't rotate them, which is a shame. They all want to collect Metreon gas. I really, really hope that that when I finish this research, I'm able to just reprogram all of these, and they're not going to try and pull out Metreon gas, because that would suck if I've screwed that up. There we go. Oh dear, we're collecting Metreon gas. That was not intentional. Oh, we're in a bit of a no cloud thing here. Okay, well we can ditch that somewhere. I'm sure we can do something useful with it, like make fuel. Cables. Zoop. There we go. Sure, we'll collect some Metreon gas. We've only got 90 of it. That's not very much. We'll put it in a bottle and throw it away or something. Okay, so we've got that. That's all fitted. Oh yeah, there's some more Gatling guns as well, so we'll put those in. I think I'm going massively overboard here with these, but you know what? I would rather have too many Gatling guns than not enough. Refineries will come later. We'll stick them down here somewhere probably. Or maybe we'll just make the ship bigger. I don't know. I haven't decided yet. Another huge tank will go on the other side of the refineries. Chemical labs, we don't even know yet. Air ducts for another time. Okay. So now it is time to do another jumper space hype. Prepare to jump. Dun 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 dun. Pivot. I really should move that engine down one, I think. It looks a bit wrong. Jump through Stargate. Whoosh! Very, very bright. My eyes. Ah. Oh, I need a cable going across there. Let's put that in. I also need a loader going all the way across here. Ammunition. I need an ammunition belt and lots and lots of robot arms. But I can get all of that from the foundry once we get there. So we need to go to HG39, which I believe is the which is the asteroid field over there. So we can do that. Oh, they're hand loading the guns for the moment. That's fine. I don't mind sticking a clip in there in each one. Also, we've got room for another 65 stacks of bullets in there. Okay, we're in the in the unknowns at the moment. So we want the sector map. We want to go down to here to 39. Just jump down there, a line, and overshoot. And charging. Oh yeah, because I jump. Yeah, so there's a limit on how quickly you can jump in and jump back out again. Probably to stop you jumping into a dangerous place and going, oh no, there's lots of enemy ships, and jumping straight back out again. Because that would be cowardly. So there's a bit of a limit on how long it takes the FTL drive to recharge. Although that limit is shorter than I was really expecting it to be. Okay, so you fly over here. And in the meantime, 82% researched. Okay, still a little way to go there, but not too far. Bringing the gas collector was potentially a mistake because, that's the fuel refinery really, the gas collector. We should rename this guy. But I can't because yes, I can. I've got the editor. We should call him Shell. And this is now by me. I've completely ripped out the ship. This is now my ship by Laurence. Yeah. Zelion. Where are you? Okay, lovely. So we'll do a little bit of that way, and then a lot bit of this way. This is nice and manoeuvrable. I approve of whacking a large number of thrusters around a relatively small ship like this. Okay, there we go. So now we can logistic out. So we want some ammunition. Actually from the foundry, we want bullet ammo. We want like 60 of that. To the Zelion. 60 of that. Don't need cannon, don't need the rest of it. We'll send a couple of FTL charges over. We'll send a load of fuel over, because we seem to have a shortage of that. $30 seems like a suitable quantity. Although a lot of that we filled up the fuel tank on it. That's why there's no actual cans of it over there. Unfortunately, this doesn't show how many cans worth of fuel is in tanks. It just shows you what you've got in the how many of the actual cans you've got. What else did we need? Was there anything else? Probably not. Oh, we can unload some of these hyperspace juices actually while we're here, because that we do need to get rid of. So from the Zelion, we would like to get rid of all the hyperspace isotopes. To be honest, the same is true from the other two ships as well, but we'll worry about those in a bit. Do we need some starter seeds, some seed capital on this ship? I think we might. So from the foundry, send us a couple of seeds over. 4 seeds. Yes, I did call it seed capital. No, I'm not sorry. There's supposed to be room in this crate for all of the bullets you're bringing over, guys. Put them in the box. Oh well. We still have 90 Metreon gas, but never mind, basically. Okay, it's being brought over now. Maybe they're just pulling it away from the door first and then sorting it to where it belongs. That makes a certain sense. Nearly there. 93% researched. Oh, come on. Chop, 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 chop. So in the meantime, over on the foundry, presumably... Ooh, that was a bit much. We've now... Okay, so we've got up to 29 neobidium capacitors and the full 36 energy cell frames. So that's good. We'll see what we get to do with those in a bit. But at the moment, it's nice to be able to be using them up, getting rid of them. If I dismantle this bullets crate, will the bullets get put in here? I don't know. I'm not entirely convinced of the intelligence of this system. And I am, yes, I'm stalling a little bit until this finishes because I don't know what else to do until that point. 96. Still on 96. Oh, I could speed time up a bit. That'd help. 97. And that'll get me collection and refining. So we'll be able to get some stable Zelion gas. And we just need to work out what to do with that. Hey Thursday, welcome. This game is... It's quite alpha at the moment, to be honest. It's on alpha 15, I think, so it is still quite early days for it. It's a little bit unfair to compare it to RimWorld that's been out for about a decade now and has had a bajillion mods and things for it. Ooh, energy containment. Okay, we'll start on that. I will say it's got sort of elements of Stargate progress available. It's got elements of RimWorld, elements of Elite because you can fly around doing sort of trading missions in space, and there's a whole mission storyline thing going on. You've got elements of Factorio because we've got these belts that things get passed around on and inserters that grab off the belts. It's got quite a lot of elements of various different games. I think calling it a cross between Elite, Factorio, and RimWorld is probably the most accurate description I've come up with so far. But I'm enjoying it. But I'm also I am frustrated from time to time about it being a bit glitchy. Well, not glitchy, and it doesn't really have bugs so much as just a distinct lack of quality of life things. So yeah, I haven't really seen things break. But also, there are things that could work a lot better. Buy it. I'd say when it comes out, I suspect it's going to be a very good game. At this point, it is fun, but it is definitely lacking a lot of polish. I mean, little things like, look, once my people move around, they just sort of slide, for example. There are many, many worse things than that, but I guess that's just an example. So, I have unlocked Phase 6 of the Stargate, and they require 75 neobidium ingots and 30 stable Zelions. Have I got 75 of those left? That could be a problem, because I started going, oh, let's make the next things. This will be fun, and used up a load. Oh, actually, no, that's all right. There's a load in here as well. So there's a load more spare in here that I can turn into more ingots if I need to. So yes, in the meantime, the Temptress, no, not the Temptress, not the Shell, the Zelion. There we go. This guy. All of these, presumably, I can now say no. Zelion. Same with you, Zelion. Same with you, Zelion. Same with you. Same for you. Same for you. And you. And you. And you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to dismantle it. Because that tank's got some Metreon gas in it, I'm going to dismantle it. Release it into the atmosphere, I guess, which is a bit gross, but we'll do it anyway. And then put it back in again to store the Zelion gas that we're actually going to be gathering now. I've actually never played modded RimWorld. I have RimWorld. I don't think I've got any of the DLCs. I played it a decent chunk a number of years ago. If I say it was before I started streaming, that'll give you an idea of how... Well, it'll give some people an idea of how long ago it was. I think I've been streaming for about 4 years now. So quite a long time ago since I played it. I am kind of tempted to get back into it. My concern is that I don't know whether it's the sort of content that my followers would be particularly interested in. I've noticed, for example, that when I'm playing, I get about 10% of the number of views when I'm playing The Last Starship compared to when I'm playing the Factorio Planetary Pioneers series. So I think there's a lot of people who watch my channel aren't really very interested in this content. There are some people who are probably watching it because they like watching, well, me. Let's whack that across there. There we go. And there probably are some who are interested in specifically in the last Starship. But I don't really know. It's kind of hard to tell. But it's definitely a lot less popular than my my other stream. So. And I don't intend to stop playing, because at least until not before I finish it, because I'm definitely enjoying the game. But it is definitely the smaller stream of the ones on my channel. There you go, exactly. So Persistent is indeed one of those people. She likes my content, but has no clue about well, actually, by now this is the 6th week I've been streaming this, so presumably you have a little bit of an idea about the game if you've been paying attention anyway. Oh, rails and inserters. But yes, it's definitely you didn't come along to the channel for the for the last Starship. You came along to it for the Factorio, and then you stayed for the Laurence, I suppose, if I can say that without sounding like I've got a massive ego. 10 of those, and where's the belt? I mean track. They're called belt track as well, which is kind of weird. I haven't got used to that yet. Hey, where's my? Where is it? It's in here somewhere, I know. Oh, there it is, track. We'll take 15 of that, I guess, just to be sure. Okay, so now I can go back to this ship as well. So what I've got here, I've got one ship here that's doing basically all of my resource processing and gathering. So it's got mining lasers and drone bays over here, which allows it to harvest resources from space. Then all those can go into these boxes along here and then be smelted down into the actual ingots, which then go onto this sushi belt, which is an absolute mess and doesn't work very well. And I feel bad, and as I should. And then we've got a few other bits of processing going on as well. This ship over here gathers gas from space and turns it into fuel, which is why it's got all these fuel cans over here, and also tanks over here that are full of more fuel, so we can refill them as well. I've got a couple of combat ships. And then I got this new one that I'm working on at the moment that's going to be, I was going to say light combat. It's not light combat, it's defending itself from asteroids. And then also harvesting of the new gas that I've just discovered. And I've used up all my belts. Let's bring some more of those over. That was not remotely enough. Track. That'll probably be enough. Yeah, so I'm gradually building up a fleet of different ships for different jobs. Oh, I've not got any track yet, and it's getting pretty well. I haven't had to do very much combat for a while. I don't know how well I'm going to cope if I do, but in theory, I've got vaguely competent fighting ships. I haven't put deflector shields on any of them yet. Actually, that's the thing I really should do. Oh, the RimWorld AI. Yeah, I do remember setting up sort of kill zones and with a sort of a narrow doorway and then a sort of a long, thin area with a load of snipers at the other end of it who are hiding behind walls and all that sort of thing. And yes, the combat didn't seem to be too difficult, at least until you got significantly more powerful enemies coming at you, like the various robot-y things. That thruster is in the wrong. That engine is in the wrong place. So let's dismantle that, and then in a moment I shall remantle it in the correct place. If somebody comes over to do my bidding. Do my bidding, minions. Nope, nobody's doing that yet. They're all too busy setting up my defences. Which, to be fair, I can't really complain about. Having all of my guns up and running is kind of important, and I did set those jobs up first. So, you know, it's probably okay. Ooh, what I could do, though, is I could ditch all of the hyperspace juice from here and put it back onto the other ship. These hyperspace isotopes here all belong on the foundry like that. In fact, so do those, and so do those. They're not going to get transferred across until the other ship docks, but it's worth doing nonetheless. Yeah, we're flying spaceships around and gathering resources, and occasionally getting shot at. It's nice and simple. Lovely, friendly game. Right, how much more ammunition do we need? Let's wait till that finishes emptying and then have a look. Right, so I can now fit another 37 ammunition in. So, alright, we'll transfer that over as well. A lot of this is a little bit manual. Being able to do things, a lot of these things a lot more automagically would be very nice. But, you know, early alpha. Although it is a valid excuse. I keep saying it, but it is genuinely a valid excuse. All right. Once all this ammunition arrives, which I think it. Oh no, it's still being brought over. Okay, all the ammunition. Oh no, here comes a load more. Just getting thrown into the docking port and passed through. There we go. Right, all the ammunition's been brought over now, so we can go back to the Zelion. And then head over while these guys are tidying up, basically. Right, so let us undock, and let us then hyperspace to here. Prepare to jump, and then with this ship, I can now gather some of that new exciting gas and see what happens. Hello, regular. Welcome. I guess once I've done that, I'm probably going to need to fly all of the bits and pieces that are to be sold back to the main star system in order to sell them, because if I try and offload them here, there's just not going to be anyone to trade with, and it's not going to work. Right, and boom, here we are. So which direction are the asteroids coming from? That direction. Okay, let's quickly spin the ship. Nope, spin the ship round. And, oh yeah, I need to go to battle stations. Right, so I point the ship this way. Like that. Just like that, in fact. That is some serious overkill. I love it. Do we get any resources from mincing asteroids? No, I didn't think so. So yeah, now any asteroids that are coming remotely close to my ship here will get zapped like that. However, we do seem to be using the battery power. So it turns out the Gatling guns... Oh no, maybe it's these things that are using all the power. Let's have a look, see if we can find out. Power grid. Logistics. I guess logistics is these bunnies? Because nothing. Yeah, the weapons are using some power. Okay, I need a lot more reactors on this ship, but we are gathering the Zelion gas nice and quickly. So we'll fill this tank. Hopefully, fill this tank up before we have a crisis. Then we can nip back over and yeah, the rocks have stopped. The rocks have not stopped. We can fill the tanks up and fill this tank up in particular, and then get out of here and sort things and try and. I am really impressed with the point defences on this ship. I'm very, very happy. I mean, yes, I put like 15 Gatling. Oh, run out of power. I was very happy with them. I think we're going to have to do some cable management, like, by which I mean cut that. Then they all go dark, and everything else comes back to life. And now, yeah, there we go. We're charging the batteries back up again. Guns are going happily. Yeah, okay. We can manage this. This is manageable. The power level is going up. Sometimes gradually, sometimes quickly. I wonder what just stopped running. Maybe it's the weapons. That's a bit weird. I don't know why the power usage was jumping up and down like that, and I guess I could come in here. Let's go down to that many guns and that many gas collectors instead. We'll turn 2 more of them on, so we've got a little bit more capacity for destruction, a little bit more capacity for collection. And then over here, right, so this tank is filling up nicely. I think more than 2 of these is probably going to be unnecessary at this point. What I will do, though, if I've got any guys left to do it with, is I shall put in another load. I don't have another loader. I need that one. I need that one. Don't need that one. Dismantle that. Come on, guys. Oh, okay, he's doing it. I'll put in another loader over here. Those guns make a kind of haunting noise. They're slightly terrifying. Pull out the stable Zelion from this tank. And we'll just start piling that up over here as well. Then we can nip off and go and, yeah. So I don't want to leave this ship in this system for obvious reasons of, you know, it's dangerous. Rocks keep falling from the sky. Okay, they're not coming in too thick and fast. Like most of them are missing by quite a large margin. But still, I don't want to chance it too much. But I would like to gather a decent amount of this stuff before we leave. And then you can unload it into cans. And we'll just see how that gets on. Then we'll go back and I think it's that I need to sell, isn't it? Yeah, stable Zellion. I need 30 cans of it. So 30,000. And I've made 6,000 so far. And there's another 14,000 in there. Is it a 1-to-1 recipe? No, you lose a quarter of it. So that's going to make me about 12,000. So about 12. There's about 12 cans in there. There's 6 cans in there. So about 18. So we've got more than half of what we need. Let's just leave it gathering though for the time being. And we've still got. Geez, okay, we've ripped through almost half the ammunition already. This defending against asteroids business is expensive in ammunition. I mean, that's okay. I'm making ammunition from raw ingredients, so it's fairly cheap. But the fact that oh no, there's loads of it over here. It's just... Oh, I brought cannon shells over like an idiot. Okay, in that case, we've burnt through almost no ammunition. This is really, really cheap. I mean, actually, you can see it ticking away down here. So we've gone through like half a magazine in each gun. That's fine. It's going quite a long way. I'm just an idiot and brought the wrong type of ammunition over for the resupply. Ha! Yes, lots of DACA indeed. Lots and lots of DACA. But you know what to say. There's no such thing as overkill. Only open fire and time to reload. And we haven't actually got to time to reload yet. So we're doing pretty well. I want to watch another rock come in and get absolutely minced. Yeah, so I do have there are bigger guns available. So as well as the miniguns, there are also cannons which are single shot weapons, fire a single shot at a time, a bit of a reload time. They're good against sort of normal other enemy ships. And then there are also railguns that are the cannons are longer range and more powerful, but much slower firing. And then there are the railguns that are even longer range, but don't do a great deal of damage, but they are really, really long range. I think against asteroids, I believe the miniguns are the most effective, and as you can see, they are doing a pretty good job out here. I don't even know if cannons will fire against rocks. I don't think they traverse quickly enough. So I think by the time they've aimed to rock, the rock will have already hit your ship. Because you might notice these rocks are moving pretty quickly. So essentially, you've got the Gatling guns for rocks and small fighters that some of the big enemy ships launch, and then you've got the cannons for doing main damage against enemy ships, and the railgun for if you just want to plink them a bit from a long range, which I mean is a nice idea, but I don't tend to do a great deal of, because they don't actually do that much damage, which is a little disappointing. There we go. That's actually going to be symmetrical at the back now. Why is this guy just? Oh no! So that's that's Zellion. Excellent. We filled 3 cans with Zellion now. So we've got 3 cans there. We've got 7 there. So that's 9, and we've got 22 divided by times 0.75. So about so we've got about getting on for almost the 30 we need. So that's not too bad. Just need to leave these. I was going to say these refineries are possibly the limiting factor because this tank is full. Maybe what I should have done is had 2 huge tanks storing the Zellion gas, and then having the refineries feeding directly into the loader, and then just flown off while it. So I filled up 2 tanks with the unrefined stuff, and then while the refining is going on, I could have just done it off. But I might have another refinery actually. Let's have a look. Yes, I've got another 2 refineries. Sweet. Put them in. Then we can refine at a slightly higher rate. That's a really haunting noise from those guns. When you're zoomed in, they're sort of it's almost a howl. Oh, the inserter is busy. Oh, well, the inserter was busy. So I think, yes, if you look along here now, the ammunition, they're all restocked. So they emptied their magazine, emptied one clip, and then reloaded it. So that's good. It's working as you'd expect. Okay, I've got these guys in now. So you are both going to refine the Zelions. Refine the Zelions. And that means we need some pipes for them. So Zelion gas is... Oh yeah, there we go. So that goes in. That goes to there, and then the stable Zelion comes across to there, and I don't even have to cross the pipes over, which is nice. You know what I'm saying? Don't cross the pipes. Just sort of aroo sound coming from the guns. Oh dear. Ridiculous weapons. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 tanks. 5 cans there. It's basically 6. That's nearly 9. So it's 15. 15 and then another sort of 18 from there. 15 and 18. Yeah, that's more than 30. It was. I think it was 30 I needed. Yes, 30. Right. Let's go. I think we've dealt with this to a sufficient level. We've used up 13 magazines from there. That's fine. That's what the ammunition is there for. But now I think it's time to jump back to 39. Get some more ammunition. Oh, this is going to be a little bit risky. Oh no, it's not. We're pointing in the right direction. Right, so jump back over to 39. Reload with the correct ammunition this time, and put the cannon shells back into the foundry. Then we can. I could load up on. Yeah, let's load up on the all the other stuff. So right, there's the foundry. Go over here. You can come out to battle stations now. I said come out to battle stations. But what? Okay, we're out of battle stations. Good. I'm very confused. Why is that engine not running? It's not got power. Why has that engine not got power? I see. Do that. Because I want to fly the ship back anyway to get some more reactors, because we're a bit short of those. We'll leave all of this running to generate the stable Zelion as fast as we reasonably can. We'll unload some hyperspace juice. We'll unload the cannon shells that I loaded by mistake. Oop. And I'll try and learn to fly. It's a good thing you can't bump the ships into each other in this game. Otherwise, I'd have damaged lots of things by now. Bing. There we go. So, from these two, I want to take all of the cannon shells off the Zelion, because what the hell? I want to load 50 bullets, though. So bullets, 50. Oh, no, go to foundry. 50 bullets. Like that. And... oh, the Zelion has a storage crate. That's nice. Why does the foundry not have a storage crate? I would like to send one of those over, but for some reason it stopped making them. That's unhelpful. I would like to send a large quantity of ingots over. 70 seems like a good number, actually. 70 was 70 what I wanted? Feels right. 75 was what I wanted. Okay, so we'll have to cook a couple more up first. Over here, in the meantime, let's put in a storage crate. Or 3. Put them in along here. I guess I can put in a couple of smalls as well. Because this neobidium is going to have to go somewhere. So if we could build these up, that'd be appreciated. Also need more reactors, but we'll get those when we're back in the main system. Right, you, I would like you boy. I would like to store the neobidium ingots. Prioritize crate. You, I would like to store the thingy juice. What was it called? The Zelion. But we haven't made shielded Zelion. We've only got Zelion. No, we can't. Okay, we can't do that. So these are useless. We'll just set these to be neobidium ingots as well. Then, in that case, there we go. So they can be stored in here as well. They'll just disappear and tidy up now. And then when we fly that back over, we can tidy it all up. Okay, so that's lots of the neobidium being loaded into sensible places over here, ready for shipment. Now, has any more been made yet? No, that's 70. I need 75. So there we go, 75. Oh yeah, there is enough. It's more of it is being cooked while we're transferring it across. Excellent. That's exactly how we'd like it to be. How we'd like it to go. We've got plenty of fuel, got plenty of FTL charges. Actually, I could bring another FTL charge over. Is it worth it? Probably not. But there we go. We've now processed nearly all the Zelion gas. It's all gone into here as stable Zelion and is being put into cans. Maybe another loader for getting this out of the tank a bit more quickly, because I do feel like this is going to be a limiting factor for how quickly we can get all this done. So let's see. Are there any loaders on the other ship? On the Foundry? Ladder? Ladder is like a loader, but not quite. Here we go, loaders, yes. So oh, there's one over here already. Okay. Well, let's put in some more loaders. Another one there. Yeah, because I took the one out from there. Those are spacesuit pods. There's one in there for refueling. I don't need one for oxygenating at the moment because there's plenty in the tank, and I don't need one for more water because there's plenty in the tank. So that seems to all be okay. But I do want to get the that stuff out a little bit more quickly. So I'll link those together. That is the stable one. Yeah, so bring that over there and there and there. And then, okay, they haven't been built yet. Wait for them to be built, and then we can start pulling it out a little bit more quickly. So I would like to unload it, as in put it into cans. There is generally just an absolute frenzy of tidying going on here at the moment. Okay, everything has been pushed through though, so I think that means we've got everything we want. The Foundry's low on water. Okay. So it is. They're not wrong. Well, I do have too much water in Zelion, so let's transfer some of that over. Water, 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 water. This desperately needs a search, because I'm pretty sure I've just gone straight past it. Oxygen. It looks a lot like that, but it's not quite the same. Am I being blind? I know there's some water on this ship. Maybe there isn't. Maybe we've used it all. Maybe we put it all into the tank. No, I didn't put it all in the tanks. Maybe people have drunk it all. That's possible. They do get thirsty. Ah! Oh! Stargate Phase 7 is available now. Is that because I just needed to have that stuff? No, I'm sure I need to sell it. Then I need energy cells, the capacitors I've been making, and the energy cells I've been making. Sweet. I'm going to need more neobidium from somewhere, but maybe if I go somewhere and then try and sell all of this, then we'll be able to deal with it. Right. Do you have any water? Are all my ships? I think all my ships are just running a bit low. What's this? Is this oxygen? Yeah, all my ships are just running a bit low on water. That's a worry. Okay, well I'll try and remember to bring some back with me in the Zelion. So you have got everything you need. So if we undock from there now, we can then we need to go back to 0 like that. And then we can head over and sell off all of this stuff and complete another phase, which is nice. These are going. I find that once you've got the system set up to do whatever it is you need to do for a Stargate phase, they tend to go fairly easily. They're not actually that difficult, although some of them did require quite large quantities of stuff. Right, and then we want to futtle again. Aligning, bounce, realigning, and charging, and jump through Stargate. Right, off we go. This, of course, is the long jump where we go all the way from here back to back to the original system where we started off, or the original. I don't know what to call it. The original set of star systems. Because it's a sector. They call it a sector. Okay, so we're jumping from one sector back to the first sector again, where I can then sell all of the Zelion related stuff and unobtainium stuff, and hopefully have complete the next neobidium. That's the one, and then hopefully complete the next sector of the next level of the Stargate. Zip. I should have brought. I could have brought a load of the stuff for the next level along with me as well, and sold all that off as well. But never mind. So let us trade. Let us sell. Okay, we've only got 16 stable Zellion so far. We'll sell all of that, and we'll sell the 75 neobidium ingots. So we'll do that. But yeah, we're still waiting for... Well, that's running in the wrong direction. No wonder it's having trouble. It's probably been running round and round in circles. That's really annoying. Okay, well, we'll sell all of that, and that's a good start, TM. And then while that ship's hovering there, we'll hopefully now we've actually got these three working together rather than having one of them working against them. We'll hopefully be able to get the Zellion out fairly quickly and sell that off too. And there's 13,000 in there. So we've got 16 more, and I've got 15 on the way out already. So yeah, I think we've got enough. That's all right. Shuttle is waiting for quite a lot more stuff. How did I get that to pop up? I just have to mouse over right at the exact centre of it. Okay, so we're going to empty out these crates over here into the shuttle. Oh yes, buy water. That's a good plan. Thank you. Water, all items. Try again. Water. You know what? Let's have the lot. Supposedly, you're supposed to be able to crush ice. There is a system in the game for crushing ice for crushing ice. There's an option to do it, but I've not seen any way of obtaining ice yet. So I have a sneaking suspicion that it's something that hasn't been fully implemented yet. So for now, we just have to buy water, which is a shame because basically everything else I think is self-sufficient. I can make fuel from Metreon gas. I can make FTL pods from hyperspace juice. I can make ammunition from metal that I harvest and from explosives, which I think is also made from Metreon gas. Food can be made through the processing system over here, and it's more or less self-contained, except I think you do lose a little bit of water in the process, which is how we've managed to get to the point of having to buy some more water. But mostly, things are kind of self-contained. They're all either closed, more nearly closed loops, like the oxygen or the food and water, or they're things you can just you can make yourself from resources you gather in space. But the water seems to be the one hole in that whole theory. And if you could get water, even if you lost some oxygen, you can then make oxygen from water and energy. Presumably, you blow the hydrogen back out into space or something. I'm not sure. So virtually everything. Oh, reactors. That's the other thing I needed. Virtually everything can be made from resources you gather, with the exception of water at the moment. But as I say, alpha game. It'll probably have more. It'll probably have those sort of features in when it's finished. Where am I going to put these reactors? So a reactor is a 3x3. So I could put them in along here, and then make my gunners possibly have to run all the way around here. I'm not quite sure. I'm still not quite sure what people can walk past and what they can't, which is kind of silly. So put these in. Meh. here, and I guess here. This whole area is fuel and stuff, so that's kind of okay. Pipe goes like that. Cable goes like that. And then I guess I can then link that into there. There we go. Back out of schematic mode. Let's go into pretty mode. What? How are you out of fuel? There's an entire fuel tank full of fuel right there. Have I screwed up the pipes? No, that looks fine. Why are you sad? This pipe comes round here and goes into the fuel tank and to the loader. Apparently that wasn't linked there, but it was linked round this way. I don't understand why that was having us sad. It's okay now, but it was... Oh, maybe it was confused because they were crossing pipes there, so it didn't know which one to connect to because they weren't linked. I am not sure. But it seems to be working now, so I'm not going to worry too much. Maybe I'll remove those pipes in the middle there just to make things a little simpler. Oop. I don't know. But it's all happy and working now anyway, which is what matters. Okay, how are we getting on with selling stuff? What are you waiting for? You're waiting for a neobidium ingot. If I 0, 0, 0. That's a problem. Have you let me sell something I don't have? Silly game. Sell the rest of that. Or is it just lost count or lost something as it was being passed through? I don't understand. My guys are standing around like lazinesses. And this ship is sitting here going, well, no, I'm giving me everything I asked for. But then you can't not give it everything it asked for because it allocates all the stuff for sale. And there's none in there, none in there, none in there. Where is my other neobidium ingot? Could someone please just deliver it? Find out where it's gone and hand it over, because this is weird and not what I want. Sell all of that as well. There we go. So we can load that in. If I'm one short because of this because this failed, I'm not going to be impressed. If I have to go all the way back to the other system, grab another one, and then come all the way back again, that's going to be rather annoying. I mean, it's not actually that bad, but it's annoying. What's the Stargate got to say for itself? 26. Yeah, 74 out of 75, and somehow it's lost the other one. Oh, for goodness sake! What have you guys done with it? I mean, come on. It was there when we set off. I sold 75 of them, and now one of them has been, I don't know, we've just had some shrinkage or something. Guys, really, guys. What are you playing at? There's still only 31 out of 70 bullets in this box as well. Where's that all gone? And we've shipped everything else on here, so we're gonna have to leave. I mean, fine. I don't really care. I don't care about the 6,200 space bucks, but I do care that for some reason we haven't had enough thingy gas. No, or solids. Let's set these. Putting it back into the tanks because we've had enough of this now. So let's put it back into this tank. Try and fill the tank up completely with it, because there's a decent chance that whatever we need it for, we'll be able to use it in the liquid in the fluid form rather than the canned form. So let's just load this back up. Load it back across again. Also, it'll save me having loads of junk scattered over here as well. It's very bright. I should turn the light on in here. Let's do that. There we go. It's an LED. It shouldn't make me too much hotter. Well, it has got up to 30.9 degrees in here now, so it's getting kind of toasty. Right, let's go back over here. Let's get while I'm here. Actually, no. Let's go down here and save everyone from their dying of thirst. Yeah, it's a bit toasty. I can. Yeah, I'm not. I'm feeling a little damp, which is kind of gross. Yeah, 30.9 inside. It's apparently 24 degrees outside now, according to my phone, but will be 30 degrees outside tomorrow. So that's going to be even more horrific. So yes, I think it is time to start messing with the aircon. Right, over here. Let's get some more supplies. Hey, who are you calling a chicken? Other than that, though, yes, I am basically role-playing as some kind of role-playing in a somewhat cooked. Do we have water? Yes, we have water storage space here. There's only 6 of them. It's not very big. Let's make that a little larger. So I've water storage there. Okay, well, I have a bit more water storage across there. So I'm going to unload most of the water here, with the idea being that any other ship can come over to the foundry when it needs to resupply. I think that's a sensible way to do this, rather than trying to have some of it, rather than trying to keep rather than having the Zelian buzz around feeding water to every single other ship. Let's just dump it all here on the foundry, and then other ships that need it can come over and get it when they do. So we need to do some logistics. We need to take the water. Water. What are you doing? Water. Here we go. And from the Zelian, send 15 of it over, like that. Also, while I'm here, let's get some more FTL charges. Because I'm burning through those. Fuel is okay, I think. There's something else. Oh yeah, the hyperspace juice. Need to unload that. Hyperspace isotopes. So from that goes from the Zelian to the foundry. Dump all of that. And ammunition. We need like 30 bullets. Oh, we've already got an order over here. It just wasn't delivered before we departed. Fine. Are the guys on the foundry just being lazy? Yes, they are just being lazy. Could you guys not just be lazy, please? There's no bullets in there. Okay. There's bullets in there, and there's bullets on this rail for some reason. Does that help? Crew are set to unload. Let's sell this to store something else, like lenses. So now, there we go. Now all the guys come over to take the stuff out of it. This one's already full, so I won't get any more cannon shells out. I do need to start making explosives again. That was here. So that's refined Metreon, which we've run out of, to make explosives. To make more bullets. But first, let's use what's in here. There we go. Now they're chucking it all through the door. Excellent. 3, 2, 1, 0. Now, let's set this back to bullets and hopefully pull them off the belt as it comes past. See if that works. Yeah, there we go. Let's see if they carry on coming over to grab them. No. Oh, maybe. Maybe. Yes, they are. Okay, so essentially resetting that has fixed it, and the bullets are now being brought from the belt over to be put onto the ship down here. So that's kind of working. We've unloaded a buttload of hyperspace isotopes, so those can be refined down here. Lovely. And up here we've got all that water now is being stored up here, ready to be used on this ship or used on another ship as required. I don't know why this tank is so low. Are you that's a spacesuit pod. Let's put a loader in and fill that tank up a bit, because I feel like there should be, like I was saying earlier, I feel like the tanks on these ships should be sort of 50% full. That's the ideal. If they're 50% full, then you've got plenty of spare water for growing plants and keeping the people not thirsty. And also, you've got plenty of room for the sewage being reprocessed and turned into water. So it works both ways. So that can run for a minute or two. We'll get some of the water out anyway. Bullets are all... Oh no, bullets are still not all off the belt. Got 6 of them in here. Have we sent enough over? No. We still need to send another 15 over. So it's still being stupid. How stupid is it being? I think it's going to grab that. No, it's still being very stupid. So there we go. I set that to compost. Guys come running over. They take it all away. I guess I could bring the gas collector, sorry, the shell over. Do you have refined Metreon on board? You've got loads of fuel. You've got some refined Metreon. You've got a load of Metreon. Why have you guys stopped? Why are you not just filling this up with refined when there's loads of unrefined? So, we've got this tank here. Oh, I see. That problem again. pipe's not linking properly. When you draw one pipe over another, it gets confused. But okay, there we go. Now we're refining Metreon again. So I could potentially pull some of that out and pass it over to the other ship to make it into bullets. Oh, yes, and yes, thank you, Regular. That would be a good idea. Yes, so the foundry, I would hopefully have there is. It thinks there's one on the Zelion. I'm going to take another 5 just because I don't want to have that problem again. But it thinks there's one on that ship somewhere. It just wouldn't unload it, and I don't know why not. And that makes me rage for obvious reasons. Do I have a loader? No, I have absolutely nothing. I have multiple loaders. Oh, there's a fuel loaders. Those are loaders, though. So if we dismantle that guy, and then remantle him, I guess over here, it'll require a bit of walking, but that's okay. And then we put some storage in for refined Metreon in over here, like that. Then we can get a bit of that stockpiled as well. And then I can find pipes, and I can... Okay, it's already piped in correctly. And then get you to unload refined Metreon. There we go. Right, in the meantime... oh, actually, no. In the meantime, let's fly you over to the foundry, because it's quite a long way. Send you over there. And at the foundry, I probably want to stop... yeah, there we go. That's about the right amount of water, so we'll stop that. We put stuff in the ship. Oh yeah, I've been messing around with this. Back to bullets, because it's stupid. But we seem to have sent enough bullets over here. So now, yeah, when the other ship comes over, we can get that making some more ammunition for when the ship comes back again. But in the meantime, let's take the Zelion. Let's undock. And then we'll fly off to 38. Because I'm going to go and gather some more of the Zelion gas. Because, I mean, I can. I've got the ship that's quite nicely equipped for it at the moment. Let's go and gather some more up. And then head back to sell all the stuff. Sell that one remaining piece of thingamajig. Actually, I missed a step. I could start working on stage 7 as well. Do that in a minute. Oh, pointing in the wrong direction. Don't point in the wrong direction. That's dangerous. Ooh, that one missed, thankfully. Battle stations, please. Merp, merp. Zap. I say zap, it's more of a brrt. Right, so if we position this ship like that, I think that's about right. Oh no, not quite. A little bit further. It doesn't matter too precisely, as long as the guns are facing more or less in the direction the asteroids are coming from. They're pretty good about giving me decent coverage, like that. Okay, so now, yes, these guys are all running. We've made a load more hyperspace juice. Excellent. We're filling up the Zelion tank over here, and we're processing it down. And right, you guys, no, we'll leave you guys alone. We'll just try and get these tanks filled up. Okay, in the meantime, the Stargate project requires one more neobidium ingot, which sucks. And then over here, we need 140 energy cells and 160 capacitors. So, blimey. And those are all being made on the foundry, I think. So down here, we've got... Is it the right thing? No, that's an energy cell frame. Okay, no, we're not making the thing then. That might be another assembly table then. I don't know if I've got another assembly table. Nope, I've run out of assembly tables. What do I not need? You're making solar panels. I think I've got enough of those. I think I don't care about that. So we'll dismantle that. Clonk, 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 clonk. Then I can install that over here and at least have a look at what it requires. I have a feeling it's going to take these things and then something that's being made over here already. And I'm going to grumble a bit and go, I can't do that neatly. Are we just going to have to do it by hand? So if I want you to make Zellion energy cells. What do you need? You need energy cell frames and shielded Zellions. Okay. I mean, that's not too bad. I can put in a short robot arm here to get the energy cells, energy frames, and the shielded Zellion cells. I don't know. It's that standard problem of which machine makes the damn things. Is it you? Do you make a shielded you make a shielded canister? Do you then make a... what was it? Do you then make it... so it's a shielded Zellion. Nope, it's not in there. Is it a chemical plant then? Do you make a shielded Zellion? Yes, you make a shielded Zellion. And that's made from Zellion, stable Zellion, and shielded canisters. So, chemical labs on the other... yeah, okay, let's make some... I need the shielded canisters. And the shielded canisters... yes, I do indeed need a last Starshipopedia. You are absolutely right. I've grumbled about that a few times already on this in the stream, so I am very, very aware of it. So energy cell frames, fine. Shielded Zellion comes from a chemical plant, but needs the frame thing. No, the shielded canister, that thing, and that's made from precious metals, which is this guy. So I've put in another fabricator. Do I have another fabricator? Seems unlikely. Yes, I do. Got more fabricators. Excellent. So I put in a fabricator there. And a small crate there. And an inserter there and there. Then we can make the canisters there. And then... maybe, I don't know. Maybe I'll ship them across from one ship to another. You see, it's lost that inserter I told it to place. It was there. I put it in. I saw it there. I definitely saw it there. There is something glitchy with when you try and make a number of things in fairly quick succession. Sometimes some of them get lost, and that's really frustrating. Shielded canister, and I want you to store shielded canisters. Can you store shielded canisters? Please be able to store shielded canisters. Yes, you can. Excellent. And then we need some cables around here as well to cable all this up. So there. And I might as well link this up there and there. Yeah. What are you making? Zellion energy frames. Can I put Zellion energy frames in one of these guys? Zellion energy cells. Yes, I can. Excellent. So I want to install another storage crate over here. That. With a short robot arm like that. And some more cables, of course. There. No, not that. Ah! I'm still trying to play this as if it's Factorio, and some of my instincts for the keyboard shortcuts and what buttons do in general is a little bit wrong. But I'm sort of used to that. Right, so we can now fill this up. It'll get up to 70, which is about half of what we need. So done that. So it's this phase 7. So that's my Zellion energy cells. So we've got 70 of those potentially being made. Then we need 160 capacitors, and I'm making up to 36. So I should probably replace this with a bigger box, but never mind, it'll do for now. In the meantime, let's take the shell and tactical mode and pivot. It has a center of gravity in a... Yes, I am pivoting. It feels like it has a center of gravity in a very strange position. It's also taking some damage. What's that from? Was that from going into an asteroid field? Hit the wrong ship. Might have been. And what's up, Doc? Doc! No. Fail. Try harder. There we go. Right, and logistics-wise, what's the shell got that we want to get rid of? Refined Matreon, yes, we don't want that. We want to pass that across. Seeds, I don't really care. Spacesuits, don't care. Crew, want to keep them. Food, fine. Fuel, fine. Oh, it's been passed over anyway. Oxygen, fine. That seems to be all right then. Let's give it a water, just because we can. Since I went out and got all that extra water, let's give pass one to each ship, just to give them a little bit more to tide them over. And there we go. Yes, we can pass a load of fuel through, so we keep the fuel supplies up on this ship, and then start creating more. And then the refined Metreon will pass that through as well, and we can start making ammunition from it. In the meantime, Zelian, how are you getting on? Like that. Okay, fine. How are your tanks? Oh, they're both full. Right, it's time to go then. So let's go back to here first, and pick up all the extra new exciting stuff I've been making. And maybe put in some chemical plants to put this refined Zelian into special stable bottles. That'd be quite nice. But I need to get the stable bottles from the other ship, which is annoying. Okay, so I want you to actually not be near Bidium ingots. I want you to be... No, we can't make energy cells yet, but we can make... Yes, we can. No, we can't. We can make capacitors. So I want to fill up with capacitors there and... Nope. And... Nibidium capacitors, those. Right, there we go. So we'll fill up with those. Then we'll fly over to here and stock up, or unstock, whichever is appropriate. I do like decently quick ships. This is much nicer than when I have to wait for ages for something to happen. Meanwhile, in the past, okay, we've got a load of fuel has been shipped over. We've got more fuel than we know what to do with down here. That's the problem. Let's have a bit more storage space for fuel. This is excessive. I should just have less fuel, but never mind. At least it'll allow them to tidy up there. Oh, and right on time, here is the other ship. Oh, and it's lovely. It's repairing this one as well from the damage it took in from the asteroids. Excellent. So that is the Zelian. We want to go into this mode, and I want to rotate that way a little bit, and up a bit, and across a bit, and that way a bit, and up a bit, and up a bit, and then there we go. Docking stations. Back a bit. There we go. Okay, so now I want to do some shuffling stuff around. So from the foundry, I want to send over basically all of the capacitors we've got, all 36 of them. We've got the other thing. I want to send over the shielded canisters as well. Send all of those over. And I think that's about it at this stage. Do we have any thingies? Do we have any chemical labs? We do. Right, so okay. I can put in a couple of chemical... take those out. Then I can put in my chemical labs here. I can't yet. Yep, thank you, Regular. You are quite right, as always. There and there. And then once those get put in, we can then start making the... I can start putting the shielded cans into those, and then taking out the other stuff. Now, there is just just one liquid involved in this, so I think it's safe to do that. And that... Yeah, I already had them, but I wanted to install them and get them up and running, because it's important to bring the cans over and start them running. So, now over here, you're going to be making shielded Zelian, and so are you, eventually. Right, so that fills up. The cans should be brought over as well by the guys. Yeah, there are the cans. Got lots of cans. What are you doing? Oh, you have a loader. Oh, you're putting it in storage. Fine. Can we have this chemical plant, please? And if you guys could all just sort of look down the back of machines and see if you can perhaps find where where that other piece of purple metal went. That would be very much appreciated. Okay, we can stock all the capacitors up in these boxes. That's good. And we've got our 5 new Bidium ingots in there. Could you perhaps just make this machine? I don't care how many jobs you've got. Can we prioritise this one? Ooh, you can. Awesome. Well, actually, I don't know. That might have been a coincidence because they have now basically run out of other things to do as well. But it looked like when I clicked on that, it immediately assigned it to someone. I shall have to try that again at some point. Right, you also make shielded Zellion. Oh, there we go. It's filling up nicely. There we go. And the refineries kick in briefly from time to time. And there's a guy here bringing over some cans. Okay, that looks good to me. We've got loads of FTL shots there, so that's fine. I won't have to come out on an emergency rescue mission. I've not had to do a rescue mission yet, happily. At least not for one of my own ships. And I'm trying to avoid that if I can. To be honest, actually, you know what? There's no more thingamimium metal in this system, is there? We've got metallics there. Got precious and metallics there. We've got metallics and precious there. We've got metallic and mesius there. Tilium there. Tilium is valuable, but in a different way and for different things. And then down here, it's all copper, wasn't it? Copper, 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 copper. Copper, 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 copper. So, yeah, I might as well take the foundry back with me and carry on processing. In fact, I might as well take my entire fleet back with me to the other part of the world, to the other sector, because then I can just sell stuff straight from the foundry, and that'd be much, much easier. And if I run out of the neobidium, they'll have to tell me where to find some more, because there aren't any more sectors here that might have some. So let's do a let's do a jump to here, and let us take the Temptress and the Shell and the Foundry and the Procyon with us. And if it turns out I need more Zellion, then the Zellion can go off and go and get it. There's no point. The rest of them can be all just waiting back at the other place. In fact, I possibly should from the start have been just using. I shouldn't have sent the Foundry out. I should have sent a mining ship out to go and get the rocks and bring them back to the Foundry. I don't know whether that's sensible or not, really. It's kind of handy taking the actual Foundry ship out to do the digging up, and then not have to faff around with transferring stuff between ships. It's much easier just to transport stuff around like this. It's much easier just to turn up with the Foundry and let that do its mining all by itself, rather than transfer stuff across between the ships for processing. Granted, it does mean I'm doing things like flying around my massive foundry ship all over the place, rather than just leaving it parked in NG0 and having everything else bring all the supplies it needs to it. But yeah, given that there's no sort of automation for any of this stuff, it feels sort of sensible to be doing it this way. That said, it's no more expensive to jump around with my entire fleet like this and to do the big long jumps than it is to take one ship through small short jumps. It's one FTL can either way. So, and you get a lot more of the hyperspace isotopes if you have multiple ships doing longer jumps. So the game balance there feels a little bit iffy if I'm being honest with you. I feel like it should be the further you jump, the more FTL juice you get through, and the more ships you take, the more FTL juice you get through. Now, potentially you could have some sort of savings on it, like it's not twice as much for twice as far, it's not twice as much for twice as many ships, and things like that. Sure, fine, but as it is, it's a little bit silly. Is somebody in battle stations? I'm getting a lot of shouty noises in the background. I don't think so, though. It stopped having taken Zellion into and out of battle stations again. I think it went out of battle stations when I jumped, according to the button down here, but maybe not according to the guys. Maybe they were still in battle stations, even if the light wasn't lit up down here. I am not sure. Are you guys running? I can't actually tell. No, you're blocked. Because you need a guy to come over and take the cans out. Like, where are you going? You're doing that. Or do I need something to take them out and put them in a box? These cans all seem to be empty. Yeah, I think they're not getting automatically taken out. I could take them out and chuck them on the floor, It'd feel nicer to put them in a box. Right, since I'm in a place where I can, let's put a bit more, let's turn symmetry off. I said let's turn symmetry off. How do we turn symmetry off? Oh, like that, okay. Put a space there. And now, oh, I forgot the floor. And let's put some flooring in that space as well. There we go. Then, probably, I can put in, I can install a nothing at all. Okay, well, while we're here, let's sell some stuff. So I want to sell one of those, and I want to sell all of those, like that. And then once this gets taken, I guess, then I can move that box to over here. Maybe I should move the docking port over as well. Here comes the shuttle. Yeah, let's let that run for a moment. Ooh, Stargate progress. Phase 6 completed. Yay. I get a cheer for that as well. Thank you very much, Tiger. Thank you for the resub. 11 months. Nice. And hello to you too. Thanks for sticking around. Come on, guys. Let's go a little bit faster. Maybe I need more crew on this ship just for moving all the stuff around. Specifically selling all the capacitors. But you know what, let's go over to the foundry. Ooh, Harkin has something to say. Commander, our sector scanners found new systems in the sector. Unfortunately, it seems pirates have gotten to them first and have set up their own shipyards around the Nibidium deposits in the system. Be prepared for combat if you're going to visit. Good luck, Captain. Okay, good. So there is going to be more Nibidium available, but I'm going to have to fight pirates in order to get it. That's fair enough. I can deal with that. Not a serious problem. Dismantle that and that. And that as well, actually, come to think of it. Right, and you know what? I'm going to fly over to the foundry and dock up to it because I want to do some transferring of stuff. Where is the foundry? Oh, there it is down there. Lost and foundry. Yeah. Alright, so it might be fighting time. What time is it? 10 o'clock. Okay. Might be able to do a bit of that. Belfast shipyard is for sale. I don't really know what I'd do with that. Probably just fill it up with solid ship and then use it as a massive automation hub, I suppose, knowing me. Right, pivot that way. Down a bit. Forwards a bit. A little bit more pivot. Chuff, 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 chuff. And back a bit. Forwards a bit. Up a bit. In a bit, out a bit. Left a bit, right a bit. Everything a bit. Shake it all about a bit. There we go. Logistics. Right. You can have all of the Nibidium back. From the Zelian, you can have all of the Nibidium. Nibidium. Like that. You can have all the hyperspace isotopes because we don't want those. If we ever get any of the other stuff, then you can have that as well. But we won't at the moment. So, in the meantime, install a storage crate there. This sort of feels like it would... Oh, run out of arms. I need one more. Okay, well we can get that brought over. Foundry, short arms, short arms. There we go. Yeah, it feels like this potentially might work as a multiplayer thing with lots of people being in control of different things. So one person is sort of perhaps flying the fleet around and telling them what to do. Another person is working on building things inside the ship whilst it's flying. Someone else is working on the foundry and keeping everything supplied and that sort of thing. The thing is, I suspect it might not actually be all that interesting. I don't think there's enough going on. But in theory, that sort of I feel like that sort of concept could perhaps work. Potentially be interesting. Right, you fill up with shielded Zelian. And if you get the other arm, that would be appreciated. Is someone actually working on it? No. This is an opportunity to find out if... Oh, no, it's not, because it's already happened. What's happening there? Oh, I see this. Waiting for a person to carry it from there into there by hand. Yeah, sure. No, I take it back. Clicking on them doesn't seem to prioritise them. That's a shame. Would have been quite nice. Ah, well. I don't know what that's supposed to be for, but okay, maybe it's a glitch. Right, so we are now shielding our Zelians. That's good. That's what we want to do, and then we want to be unloading the shielded Zelians, if I can find them, onto the other ship. That's shielded canisters. Shielded Zelians, there we go, onto this ship, where they can then be turned into the Ujamawatsis that we require. Yes, this is indeed a new ship. This is another gas collector for the other type of gas. The one that's probably, I think you're playing this game as well, might be a bit spoilers to tell you about, but it's the one that appears in the other, later on in the game. That's pretty cool. Well, these are full of cannons. Nice. And there are tracks to... not do very much by the looks of it. I don't really understand what these tracks are for. I guess if you fill them up with ammunition somehow, and I don't know how you do that, then you'd have some extra stored around here, but I don't see how that would work. So I don't understand that ship. Nope, Zelian, you. Okay, so back to the foundry. How are we getting on over here? What are we trying to do? How do you... Okay, so we need a loader over here taking out the refine, because I brought some Metreon over. Did I bring the Metreon over, or did I just collect them? Yes, there we go. There's some refined Metreon. So over here, I need to have a loader like that, and pipe it to... Oh wait, no, I don't. Stop that. Don't need that. Don't need it. Don't need it. Don't need it. Install. No, cancel. Right, over here, I need this refined Metreon thing to be unloading Metreon. No, to be loading Metreon gas into the system. That's not Metreon gas. Oh, bother. No, it needs Metreon gas, not refined Metreon gas. No, it doesn't. It needs refined Metreon gas here. Okay, so I do need that loader I was putting in. I take it all back. I am losing the sanities. Put that there. And a little bit of pipe like that. Then we can make some explosives. And if we make explosives, then we can make bullets. We can refill this up with bullets. And we can just generally restock. We've got plenty of cannon shells at the moment. That much is good. And it sounds like we might need to do some fighting. Problem is, I need to do some fighting and also gather some neobidium from out there, which means I need a mining ship and a capable that isn't going to get wrecked. So I don't really want to take the foundry out there, just in case bad things happen to it. And obviously I'll take the Temptress and the Procyon out as well to do the actual fighting. But it feels like I need something that's armed. Something that can do the mining separately. So maybe I'll set up another mining ship. That might be a good idea. I've got all this money to play with. Setting this one up only cost me a couple of million, maybe 3 million, something like that. So another ship that can go out and do some mining would be quite good. Maybe there's one available for sale actually. Mining station. No. 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 What are these things? Mining lasers. Actually, this could be used for mining, but no. Also, it's 17 million. I can't afford it. I do like the sounds it makes when you mouse over things. Right. So over here, yes, foundry. How are you getting on? So, okay, so we can. There's a guy carrying cannon shells around for no apparent reason. But okay, so right, they're starting to make cannon shells again and stocking up over here. I'm actually not. I don't hate having two having an extra box with cannon shells in it, except for the fact it's going to delay the production of bullets because the explosives are going to come along here and get immediately snaffled up by this thing. But never mind. We're also starting to make the Zellion energy cells now because we've got the other things, whatever they were, the things that are being made on the other ship. So that's good. How is the Zellion doing? Maybe this was silly doing this bit over here. We've got another 33 of them though, so let's unload those. Let's take the unshielded Zellion off. The shielded Zellion off, and let's send some more shielded canisters back over. So we've got, we can leave this ticking over because at the moment we've not got through. We've made quite a lot of these shielded canisters, and we've only got through a little bit of the Zellion gas that I gathered earlier. I also seem to have some Metreon gas stored in these in my gas collectors, which is a bit weird, but we'll ignore that and pretend it's not happening. Okay, so I want to fabricate a ship. Let's just start off with the generic. Are there any of these simple and good to start with? No, they're all a bit unnecessary. Let's just start off with the basics. So we'll have one of those, please, like that. Lovely. Eventually. Okay, let's try buying five spacesuits, 5 crew, and let's see if they turn up and have the sense to put the spacesuits on straight away. I really hope they do. Ooh, lemon water, very nice. And now let's make the ship a bit bigger. Like that. I'm going to go for the same sort of design I had before because it kind of worked. Confirm. And floor inside that will be like this. There we go. Confirm. Right, good. They put the spacesuits on. Excellent. They're not all going to suddenly die. Now, I need to go through everything and just buy all the things you need for a ship. So we'll need reactors. We'll need more reactors than that, but we'll come back. We'll deal with that as and when. Need some of those. Need some of those. Actually, to be fair, I could use a fuel loader and a couple of normal loaders. That might make more sense. And an air duct and CO2 scrubber and 2 engines and 4 thrusters and a spacesuit pod and a futtle drive. And don't need those. Do need mining lasers. Don't need doors. Do need a drone bay. Do need a couple of drone bays. Let's have another docking port. Yes. Don't need smelter. Do need sewage pipe, waste treatment, water purifier. Don't need an oxygen maker. Do need an air reprocessor. And don't need gas collectors or refineries or chemical labs or hydroponic garden. Yes. Track maybe. Science. No track. No. Not going to need track just yet. I don't think. Solar storage. Yes, need some storage crates. We'll need fuel, but I can get that. Let's have 5 fuel to get us going, and 10 oxygen, and FTL charges I can get from elsewhere, and 10 water, 5 food, and that's probably going to be it. That might be enough to get started with. Some seeds. Capacitor. Right, I think that's everything I need to make a ship. Go. Jeez. Okay, that was... I didn't actually see how much that cost me, but it's a significant amount. But, you know, if you want to build a ship, you need a load of parts for it. How far into the game? Yeah, so that's a good question. So if we look at the Stargate project, I'm on phase 7 of 10 at the moment. I feel like they're kind of, sort of, roughly, approximately linear because whilst it's getting harder, there was a lot of learning to do in the early phases, and there was a lot more story missions to do in the early part as well. So I'm definitely not going to finish today. But I wouldn't really like to say when I'm likely to finish. I'm just going to keep sort of working at it really and see how it goes. Okay, well the engine. Why have I got 3 engines? I ordered 2 of them. Oh well, this is going to be a speedy mining vessel. Let's switch over to schematic mode so I don't get these lined up badly. There, and there. Right, so sewage pipe goes there, and the waste treatment machine goes there. water purifier there, medium tank there, hydroponic garden there, and a loader goes there. Right, that's my food and water reprocessing. Then we have CO2. Then we have the next stage, which is the ship is much bigger than it needs to be. We'll stick in CO2 scrubber there and air reprocessor. And I didn't bring in. Oh, so I did bring in to get an air duct. Nice. Let's cancel that because that's the wrong way round. Air reprocessor that way round, and air duct quack goes in there. And then we can do a fuel loader. I'll leave a bit of a gap. Fuel loader and another medium tank. And then multiple reactors. I don't know if 2 is actually going to be enough, but we'll put 2 in for the time being. Thrusters go on the corners for maximum maneuverability. Like that. Storage crates I'll come back to. Spacesuit pod, that goes with the oxygen. That goes in. So that goes in here. I've got a medium tank left over after I've got one. So I've got one for water. I only need one for air. I can go in there. And I want to put some oxygen in the system to seed it. Mining lasers, right? These guys, let's put them on the front for fun. 3 of those like that, and 2 drone bays. 2. Oh, I didn't buy any drones. Drones go well with a drone bay. Turns out, who'd have thought it? I was going to put a storage crate in here, but it's too big for what I was then thinking. Okay, let's get. Right, I'll just put 2 storage crates there for now. I may start doing cooking on this ship as well, just to speed things up later. Put another docking port on the top for sense of niceness. FTL drive, who cares? That can go anywhere. I'll put it in here with the engines, like that. Batteries, they can go in with all this stuff as well, like that. And the medium tank I don't appear to need at the moment. Right, let's pipe everything up. So we need fuel to all of those. We need a fuel line that goes all the way along the top of here, down to here, and through there. Then, while we're doing pipes, let's do the water one that goes across here and to here, and also to here. Wastewater goes to there, but not to there. Sewage goes there. CO2 goes like that. Oxygen goes like that. And I think that's all the pipes we need. So the next thing is cables, because things need power. So bring that across there like that, down to there, through all of this. Might as well just go all the way to here. Way down here. Thruster, that, and that, and that, and that, and that's the wrong way around apparently. Fine. And then let's just run this cable all the way along to here like this. And I can do it all the way across the front of there, and like that, and like that. There we go. So now we should be able to start. Oh, nope, I missed some pipes. Up here we also want oxygen, like that. And if I switch out to schematic mode, we can see this tank now filling up over here, filling up with water. So we want to get that to about halfway full and then stop this loader. Same with the oxygen. We want to get that to about halfway full, turn it off. The fuel one, however, we can just fill the tank up completely because you don't create fuel, at least not with a ship like this. Did I get seeds? Yes, I did get some seeds. You can see them over there. That's a fair point. I need to set out storage locations for all of these things. So fuel, we'll store the fuel in front of the engines, or in front of here, because that's a sensible place to put it. That's oxygen. We'll put the oxygen in here. I don't expect to need too much. No, we won't. We'll put the oxygen in up here by the oxygen thing. Water can go in over here, along with food and compost and seeds. Right, I think that's the basics of a ship now. So we've got engines to make it go, food and water recycling here, air recycling here, energy production and FTL drive apparently along here. Oh, FTL, that's a good. I'll put FTL charges along here as well, like that. And then over here, right. So what I'm going to do over here. Actually, what I'm going to do over here is fly this ship over to the foundry first. What's this ship for? Okay, yeah, this is the miner. I'm going to call this ship Red Dwarf because I've been watching a lot of Red Dwarf recently, and the Red Dwarf was a mining ship, so you know, it makes sense. And it makes a change to not just be quite so boring and descriptive about exactly what my ships do. Especially as it could technically mine anything I wanted to. This could be. I could go out and copper mine with this ship. It's perfectly capable of mining any of the metals. So chuck that on there. Right, and you are going to need a quantity of track. Where are you? You're a dwarf, right? Quantity of track. And some short robot arms. And a couple of small storage crates. And some FTL juice. Or FTL fuel, FTL charges rather. And a load of fuel. Since you appear not to have. Oh yeah, I don't have any because it's been all been chucked in the tank. That's fine, we'll take 20 of that anyway. And then we'll go, oh wait a minute, I need to stop these things filling up. That one's about right, so stop. That one, I could happily put a bit more oxygen in there. It's not half full yet. So we'll leave that running for the time being. Here come the FTL charges, excellent, and a load more other stuff besides. So, my plan here is to put track from, I'm going to need some smart schematic mode. I'm going to need some smart inserters. Not for some of this, but... Oh, wait, no, that's wrong. That's all wrong. Ah! No, it's not. Oh. There we go. Put that in like that. Because then I can do a short robot arm, loading this up like that and that for whatever's being produced. And out and in and out and in. And put in the small storage crates here. Could I have my other small storage crate, please? Apparently not. I also need a smart robot arm. 2 smart robot arms. I've only got 1. Alright, well, we'll send that over and then we'll purchase another one. Because I haven't been using the smart ones. Smart. So one of them. It's 10 grand. I think I can probably afford that. Have I got my other small storage crate yet? But anyway, I'll put one of those in there. So look at this. It's missed out. Oh no, I take it back. I take back my rage. The track has only been partly laid. Although that one seems to be pointing in the wrong direction. That's possibly user error. That might have been my fault. We'll see in a moment when we get this sorted out. I did order another small storage crate. So we're just still waiting for it. That's all right then. Not sure why we're still waiting for it. What's going on the foundry? I don't know. It's this ship. I was going to say I don't know which ship is which, but no, I've managed to work it out. Can someone please get me the small storage crate that I'm waiting for? There's a small storage crate. Someone could bring that over. I'd be very much appreciated. Anyway, in the meantime, that's going to have to be there, isn't it? Why can you not put it there? Install smart robot arms. I want to put one there. Okay, one there and one there. Apparently, you can't. Needs to be there. Right. Then the track goes here and here. There we go. So what you can probably see here is that we're going to use the smart robot arms to configure what comes out of the drone bay. Then we set these small storage crates to be just the drones. They're called logistics drones, aren't they? That's funny. So put them in the box, but I need another one down here for the other half of this system. I don't know what half these symbols mean, to be honest, but as long as the game understands it. All right, you know what? I'm gonna demand another small storage crate because it ain't working. In the meantime, let's do the cables. So one coming across there, one coming down there, and I guess there and there. Right, so now, no, that's already programmed. You are going to be just doing, what's it called? Neobidium ore. That's the one. So neobidium ore from you and neobidium ore from you. I would also like to buy a quantity of logistics drones. I don't know how to get them. Make sure they're put in evenly in split between the two thingies, between the two crates. We'll just have to hope that some sort of common sense happens. It seems unlikely, but we'll just have to hope. This ship is quite a lot bigger than it actually needs to be, but never mind. You know what? While we're faffing around with this, I'm aware that there is a shield of some sort. What's it called? Deflectors. Oh, but then there aren't any available. Okay. Defensive system deflected into divert incoming rocket shells. I don't know about rockets. I thought they worked on cannons. But okay, well we'll see how we get on without as much defense as I might ideally have wanted. The Procyon could do with a bit more maneuverability, but it's a silly shape that kind of fights against that. Let's do some editing and make it a little bit bigger, so I can a little bit boxier at the front and up the middle. So I can fit some additional thrusters on the front and back of this ship. In fact, you know what? I'm just going to open this area out as well. I don't see the point of all of this internal structure. I don't think I can see a sort of reason for it. If you had, if you could potentially get hull breaches, but that doesn't seem to be a thing. So I'm just going to get rid of all of that. I'm then going to buy some thrusters. I'm going to buy 4 because this ship needs to be a lot more manoeuvrable. Oh, and engines as well. Let's buy some engines. Have another 2 of those. They'll fit in there easily enough, I reckon. So I can get, yeah, certainly 2 more thrusters at the front, maybe at the back as well, and 2 more engines in the middle. And just make the ship generally a lot more manoeuvrable. I think that's going to help quite a bit when it does combat-y things. Let's get 2 engines on the back there so it's quicker. Got 7 thrusters. Holy moly. Okay. I might have gone a little overboard there. So we'll put 4 up here like this. We have a lot of thrusters now. This ship is hopefully going to be astonishingly agile. And if so, then I'm definitely a fan of that. I would like my ship to be agile. There we go. I'll plug those in because they sometimes come in useful. Right, thrusty. And there's a bit of extra space inside now as well for anything else I need to do with this ship. Let's just make sure everything is armoured. The new areas I just put on, is everything fully armoured? No. Do that then. It's going to make it heavier, but never mind. The temperature should already be armoured. It's not. Must have taken some damage. 490, another 490 kilos on there. Have I forgotten anything this ship needs? No, I don't think so. All right, my next question is ammunition. So that's full of bullets, full of cannon shells. Procyon is virtually full of cannon shells. So that'll do. And there are some. Yeah, there's loads of bullets. It doesn't really use bullets very much. They shouldn't. Most of them don't generally use bullets. Why are you guys sad? I thought everything under there was fine. Oh no, there is no part. Oh, okay. That's a weird design. But sure, I'll finish it off then. I saw the cable and the pipe running all the way up and down here, and I assumed it was just going up and down where the engines linked in. But no, none of that. Oh god, what are you guys gathering now? What are you guys gathering? You're just going off and finding some random metallic minerals and other... Oh no, you're gathering hyperspace juice. Where are you getting that from? Seriously, where's that coming from? Where are you finding this stuff? It's not on... What are they... Okay. Right, you know what? Let's get out of here. So let's do a jump, and we'll take the Procyon and the Temptress, the combat ships, basically. And actually, we'll take the Red Dwarf as well, in the theory that we'll do the first jump into the system. Yeah, okay, I know drones are deployed. Could the drones undeploy themselves, please? There we go. So we'll take those three through the Stargate. In the meantime, stuff is happening over here. We could check the Zelian, actually. How are you getting on? Let's logisticize this. So we are looking for not storage crates, not bullets. Don't care about bullets. We care about the shielded canisters. Let's have some more of them. And we care about the shielded Zelian. Let's get rid of that. So all of that can be now passed back over. It's going to keep these guys busy for a little while. That's fine. There seem to be a lot of bullets coming in, but that's fine. We've got storage space over there. Excellent. Oh, that probably means that the foundry is now starting to make... Yeah, we've got plenty of explosives, so we're starting to make bullets again. Nice. Oh, the game froze for a second. I was going, oh, please don't crash, please don't crash. It does autosave, so it wouldn't be the end of the world, but I'd still rather it didn't crash. That probably means the other ships have... Yes, these ships have just arrived. Oh, we're getting a trading ship arriving. Why have you turned up? Okay, so in the time I've been elsewhere, there is now an Alara shipyard here. So the this area has got a bit more, should we say? And there are these two zones out here with fortresses in them. So we'll leave the Red Dwarf where it is, and I guess the other two. Let's skip out and have a look at the have a look at that fortress and see whether it looks how dangerous it looks. So we'll go to 40 first because it's a lower number than 41. It feels sensible to do them in that order, and we'll bring the Temptress with us and go over and basically try and decide how dangerous it looks when we arrive, and whether we should just run away or attempt to take them on. So we have 3 enemy ships. There is Scavenger down here who has 2 miniguns. He's not, and that I don't know what that is. Oh, it's still being drawn. Okay. Has something that might be the rocket launcher we were hearing about earlier. There is weapons platform which has. These are probably all cannons. That might be dangerous. Maybe we'll just retreat away and use and plink it with the railgun from long range. And then there's a heavy corvette. That seems to have quite a lot of weapons as well. Okay. I should have saved before I did this, shouldn't I? Let's save now. Like that. Just in case I've massively overestimated my capabilities. And... yeah. Let's take the Scavenger down first, because it's going to be the easy one, I reckon. So, Procyon, I want you to fly this way, flat out. This way. And we'll bring the guns to bear over there, that's fine. Temptress, full speed ahead as well and come this way. And then that way I reckon we can flank the scavenger, pummel it into submission, and then worry about the rest of the stuff around here afterwards. So we've got various mining ships coming out here to steal all of the other ores. And presumably there is some unobtainium out here. There's some Tillium there. Lots of Tillium, which is nice, but not what we're looking for. What about down here? Neodymium, there we go. Although mixed in with other things as well, so that's going to be fun to separate out. We're going to end up, I can see we're going to end up with a lot of accidental copper trying to extract the neodymium, that stuff. Wow, we move kind of quickly. Procyon, I need you to turn more than that to bring the guns to bear, because I want you to, yeah, as I say, I want to pummel the scavenger. We're not turning the right amount. What are those guns? Are those my rail? No, this. What? Oh no, those are the cannons. Those are the rail guns. Right. Okay, got it. Yeah, we've got all these cannons and then a couple of rail guns, and then those mini guns that can deal with these fighters as they come over. Right. Let's see how this goes. Temptress head more this way, and yeah, attack. I mean, I could tell it to attack the scavenger, I guess. Oh, in fact, all the guns are now pointing at the scavenger. That's fine. Procyon is in a silly position and can't really bring its guns to bear. Let's head off this way. Right, we've got two miniguns on that, so those will hopefully deal with the fighters. But if I can swing round to point this way, then hopefully we can. That's a lot of fighters. Okay, yeah, plan is going quite well. The Temptress is pummeling the scavenger. Okay, we've only done 15% so far. But yeah, we've got plenty of. Oh, there's another salvo. Excellent. Okay, Astrid, I'll catch you tomorrow. Alright, so yeah, we'll do a sort of a couple of runs past it like that. There we go. So that's the scavenger gone. That went roughly as I expected. Now we need to use the miniguns. Ha! This would be somewhere where the the gas ship would be really quite effective, because it would have all of the all the miniguns for dealing with the fighters. But let's see what this heavy corvette does, because I suspect that I'm going to need to attack that next. I don't see the point in closing with a weapons platform until I have to. So these ships can sit out here now. Which one has the rail guns? Temptress, right. Temptress has the railguns. Oh, there they are. Okay, so as is, it can just keep firing at them. That's fine. We can keep hitting this with the railguns. Let's. I don't know what the railgun's firing at. I almost don't care. Let's just let the railguns attack the space platform at extreme range. While we gently orbit it. I'll flip the Procyon round to follow it as well. Yeah, so you can see the machine guns going up. There we go, there's another fighter down. There's flak coming in from somewhere. Okay, yeah, I think it's the fighters. Okay, the fighters don't seem to pose too much of a threat. That's good. That's a relief. And because of the way they attack, they just swoop straight past my ships, which means it doesn't matter which side of the ship the guns are on. He's going to be able to deal with it, whichever happens. Right, Temptress, we need you to. Oh, the Juno is getting attacked by the corvette, by the looks of it. Interesting. And the small miner over there is getting attacked as well. So it is not just me out here causing trouble. The Astral Temptress... No, the Temptress needs to swing around to bring the railguns to bear, so that's about there. And then probably throttle back to 0. And mince that fighter. There we go. Lovely. Railguns, yes. Point in that direction. And the Procyon also. Let's let's throttle back. And that was, I don't know how little time has passed there, but yeah, we're out. No. Oh, there goes the miner down there. There may be some salvage salvage stuff available fairly soon. Right, okay, so oh, another fighter launcher spawned in. Lovely. Okay, let's flip this back around. Actually, ooh, should we flip it back around? Where is... Okay, so the enemy seem to be cheating, which is always fun. Oh, and railguns have started firing by the looks of it. Okay, time to, I think... That's another ship going up. That was a big rumbly sound. Now the Corvette is coming for us. In fact, they are... Yeah, they're spawning... Wow, okay, they are spawning new ships in rather quickly. I don't know if we're going to be able to hold up against this. Now, so far, we've not taken any significant damage. There's some holes in the armour from a few hits we've taken. But we've also not really closed with any of the proper enemies. I think maybe we need to do a flyby of the weapon platform and just do as much damage to it as we can on the way past. See how that goes, and then decide based on that whether it's worth sticking around or not. Because I think I have... What's this Procyon doing? No, go that way. So if we fly past on either side, we are going to take twice as much flak, unfortunately. Oh, we can pummel the fighter launcher a bit on the way over there, though. 20% damage, fine. It's not too significant. Okay, the 3%, 0% and 3% on my ships. 19 and 14 on theirs, and there's a Starhopper getting in the way over there as well. So they've suddenly got quite a lot of craft. I may need to buy more ships. We shall see. That is just spraying with minigun fire. I don't care about that. That's not the Abyss is not dangerous. The weapons platform, on the other hand, I think is probably going to be quite dangerous. But I guess we'll just go through here and see how we can... Okay, the fighter launcher is doomed. There we go. That's blown up now. Okay, so we're now attacking the weapons platform. That's taking damage very quickly, actually. That's up to 13% already. We've only fired sort of 1 or 2 salvos into it. 20%. I guess it's a massive sitting duck. It can't dodge. We're just giving it absolute pummeling. But there's so many extra ships jumping in that I'm worried. I don't know whether we're going to be able to deal with them as fast as they can. I'm hoping that if I take out the weapons platform, they'll stop spawning in new ships, basically. It's nearly... the Procyon's overflown a little bit. Point that way. And so's the Temptress. Keeping the ships pointing in the right direction is... Oh, there we go. So there's the platform. There's the weapons platform destroyed now. So the rest of them, I'm not too... As long as we stop spawning more ships in, I think it's okay. I think we can deal with these sort of almost piecemeal. Like that rescue shuttle is at 1% damage. Okay, maybe it's not quite as quick and easy to take these guys out as I thought, but it's all going... I feel like it's all okay. Most of their craft are not exactly tough. We can just hit whatever we want, and it's only on 4%. Okay, the rescue shuttle is quite good at dodging, but others, yeah, we're dealing out damage a lot faster than we're taking it. Both of my ships are under 10% damage at this stage. The Procyon is about to have all its guns pointing in the wrong direction, which is unhelpful. The Temptress is taking a lot of hits to its armour. That's not ideal. If we flip the Procyon round, in its own length, essentially, like this. It can dodge all of that incoming fire, which is nice. And if we then fly over this way, maybe we can take out that Corvette down there. Oh, it's taking quite a lot of... Okay, we've lost the solar panel, I think, if I'm reading that correctly. Unfortunately, I've got my ships designed with their guns on opposite sides, which means that they're not very good at supporting each other, which is, you know, kind of poor design, really. But it's too late right now to do anything about that. So I'm going to keep the Procyon going this way to go around the circle strafe the heavy Corvette, while the Temptress takes out, I guess, the Predator. Probably is probably the more dangerous of these two. The rescue shuttle is annoying to deal with, but I don't think it's actually dangerous. And the Procyon is running out of water. I think that might be the least of its problems right now. I mean, yes, we're going to need more water at some point, but while we're in the middle of combat, I think there are other things we need to worry about. Yeah, you can just keep going that way, that's fine. Oh, its Procyon has taken heavy damage. Could you return fire, please? Because that guy is at 73% damage, so he's not got long left. Yeah, I think I'm a bit outgunned here. Because the number of enemies suddenly doubled because a load more warped in. However, we're taking pretty thick chunks out of them like that. Which means now we can turn the Procyon back round this way to attack the Starhopper. I'm making the mistake here of having my ships attacking individually rather than having them working together, which is foolish. But as I say, with the problem I've got with them is because their guns are on opposite sides. Oh, you're right, Procyon is at 94 damage. That's taken a couple of extra hits very, very suddenly. Let's run away with that one then for now, and let the bots do a bit of repair work, while the Temptress deals with everything that's going on over here. Yes, thank you. I hadn't spotted quite how much damage that one had picked up. Can we have another salvo from the cannons, please? Oh no, the Dark Abyss has got more health left than I realised. I feel like I should probably chase the Starhopper and try and rescue the Procyon. So let's keep swinging round and go into hot pursuit sort of mode. So I'm not too worried about the damage done by those machine guns. Although I will take the opportunity to take out the rescue shuttle if I can. Okay, and the crew on the Procyon are getting thirsty. Which side are the guns? Guns are that side. How much health has this guy got? 26% damage. Oh, we're down to 66% damage on the Procyon now. So it's done. The bots have been doing their job and doing some repair work. So let's swing that back round to the left and try and get some good hits from the cannons in on that. There we go, like that. Yes, there we go. That's hit it quite hard. 70, 90, there we go. Right, we'll leave the Procyon over there for a moment. I think it might be time to pull away and regroup a little bit, because I'm pretty sure my ships are either faster or significantly more powerful than theirs. So, how much health have they got? So we've got 26% on the rescue shuttle, which is just buzzing around being noisy and annoying. 50, 72 and 47. So the Exonerator is pretty beat up already. But I think it's worth... Let's carry on running away a little bit. Have a little bit of a regroup and a sort of a... See if we can run away from them, at least. No, we're still taking hits over here. And we're up to 19% damage. Okay. Interestingly, the question is the Temptress a significantly better combat ship? Or is it just that it's been doing... Or is it just that the Procyon has been taking more of the heavy hits? And I'm honestly not sure. It's certainly been doing a lot better, though. So let's swing round. I'm not going to just run away, because they're still shooting at me and I'm not shooting at them, and I don't like that. So if I start to circle strafe like this, we can slam into the exonerators. The one at the front is the really damaged one of theirs. So there we go. Suddenly it's 3v2 instead of 6v2. So that's got a lot better. Yeah, I think you're right. I think the heavy corvette, when I was looking at their ships earlier, the heavy corvette was pretty much the only one that had cannons. And I think cannons are basically the guns that do the heavy damage in this game. The machine guns are... The railguns are fantastic for long range. The machine guns are fire really quickly. But it's the cannons that do all the damage. So we can do a bit of a pummeling like this, hopefully. Where's the Procyon? Procyon's right over there. Let's swing in this way. Oop, there's another one gone. I like the explosion sound. It feels suitably meaty and impressive, and like you've actually done some damage to the ship. I mean, okay, yes, we're in space. We shouldn't hear any explosions at all. I know, but still, it feels solid and pleasing. Right, yeah, we just need you to come in and try and join in the fun. Don't let the Astral Temptress have all of the excitement. That ship is rather good at dodging. I don't approve. Fire! We'll just sort of keep circle strafing around each other, shall we? There we go. Phew. Right. Lovely. We've won, I think. There are no more enemy ships around, so I guess we can drop out of battle stations and have a look at the Procyon. It's got quite a bit of damage, but let's drop down to 0 throttle. See if we can do any salvaging here. And I didn't gain very much combat rank there. And Temptress, you can throttle down as well. Throttle down. Alright, there is smoke venting out of the side of the ship. We have all our bots doing bot things. Yes, gathering resources, by which I mean bullets. Oh, and are those railgun slugs? Yeah. Okay. So, we'll gather some stuff. That was a lot. I think that's certainly the most significant feeling fight I've been in yet. So that was fun, interesting. Bit of an effort. Let's move over this way a little bit so the bots don't have to fly quite as far. Although the limiting factor does seem to be how quickly we can unload the trash with the troops. Yes, we've taken people off what do you call it? Off battle stations. So they are just doing their best to... everyone is available now to gather the loot up. Although they are very, very thirsty. So there's a water tank up there that has nothing in it. Oh, well, that's all right. We've got some water now. We've rescued. I think that must be salvaged from the space. So conveniently, we've solved the water problem by blowing up some enemy ships. Lovely. And we've got a guy outside there doing some welding on the solar panel. Good. And another one down here on this side. Awesome. So that went pretty well. I think it could be worth giving the maybe building another ship like the Temptress, because it did a lot better than the This guy did. But, you know what? Let's jump the red dwarf in to help with the salvage operation. Sector map. 40. Because we have bots on this ship as well. Jump. Although only 7 of them, admittedly. Maybe I'll be able to capture some more. You never know. Yeah, transferring some water over might be a good idea. I don't... Oh, perfect. Perfect placement. I don't know if the Temptress has got significant amounts of water on it. Normally, I just reckon on... Yeah, we've got a tank here, has 2,000 in it. But if we take a bottle out, then that's going to be half their water gone. So I think the fact that we've managed to rescue some from the from our enemies means we should be okay now. Right, how are we doing with the recovery? Actually, we should send a ship over here. That's probably I feel that salvaging from the remains of the main space station is probably a priority here. Where did we? Okay, we're over there. How is the Procyon doing with the salvage operations? Pretty well. We are still gathering. Oh, getting a lot of spacesuits, some explosives, some and more ammunition. Lovely. Let's get over here. If all the stuff they're gathering is coming from over there, let's go over and help. Unfortunately, the Temptress. That's not the Temptress. Unfortunately, the Temptress doesn't have bots, which is a bit of a mistake actually. A combat ship should have bots for repair work, if nothing else, as well as for salvaging, salvaging the spoils of war. But I don't. So that's a mistake. The Procyon is now not very recognisable now. It's got this big bluff front end on it. Should do something about that. There's a lot of stuff here. I wonder how the bots decide what to go for first. This ship is not very effective at gathering stuff because the bots are. Oh, you should be for logistics bots. Logistics drone. Yeah, this ship is not particularly not particularly effective at salvaging loot because it relies on the guys coming over and grabbing stuff out of the drone bays rather than having it automatically passed through or even dumped into a convenient area just on the inside. So and they have to walk quite a long way over here. So actually, you know what? Let's put in an additional storage area up here to help get things started. Although if they're going to gather fuel, then that's going to have to be taken all the way away. I feel like we've got most of the stuff from here. Are we down to? We're not actually quite down to collecting scrap yet. Yes, we are. Right. In that case, time to go over to the next thing. So that one, I guess. Where was the? Oh, that was the space station, the fortress. I think I might have basically got everything from here. It's starting to look a little less worthy of looting. And also the ship is nearly full. We've got a lot of miscellaneous trash on this ship now. I'm going to have to go and sell all of this at some point. But never mind. I mean, that's a good thing, really. It's sort of. I mean, yes, it's trash, but it's sort of semi-valuable trash. Are you still gathering? No. That one, I think I feel like I've looted that pretty thoroughly. There was another scavenger has arrived. Fine. I think I've got everything I want. But we do need to come down here and get some nibidium ore. So let's come over here. Right. And pause. And then I want my lasers specifically to target the neobidium ore, not the copper. because it's a neobidium we've come here for. That's what all of this was about. Stop. You've come a little bit too far, mate. How about you... Nope, back up a little bit. So your mining lasers can mine. There we go. Right, now hopefully we should just be mining up the purple stuff. Okay, we've got a bit of precious in because it was just floating in space. But mostly, yeah, we're shooting out the purple now. So that's coming out here, and then you guys are supposed to be storing neobidium ore. Prioritize crate. And you are supposed to be harvesting neobidium ore. Prioritize crate. Right, so there we go. There's some random stuff on the belt for some reason. What's going on there? Why is there all this trash? This should not have made it onto the belts. Okay. Do that. And then we'll put it back again. Could you tidy up, please? No, put the track back in again and maybe it'll work. I don't know. I'm not quite sure. Okay, that seems to have helped. Putting one more piece there, then fine. There we go. That's kind of worked. Apart from some copper has made it out onto there for some reason, and I don't really know why. So I'll put another piece of track in there because it's the easiest way to fix it, to be quite honest with you. Right, do we have any more storage crates? No, we don't. Okay, that'll have to do then. There we go. So the mining lasers are now pummeling the purple patch. Alliteration actually not deliberate for once. Oh, I know what the problem is. Storage not across there. So people were dropping stuff there and it was getting onto the belts and therefore getting carried away. Okay, so we can just sit the red dwarf here while it gathers the purple. The bots will fly out, collect it all, bring it in, and this is how mining works in the game. Now it does look like we possibly need more reactors on this ship. 3 mining lasers seems to be using the battery up at quite a high rate, but never mind. What's this stuff? Energy cells. Interesting. I wonder what energy cells are for. Maybe they're for the fusion reactors. We've also got a load of scrap metal. I'll probably just sell all of that because it is basically trash. Right. Procyon, what are you up to? What are your alerts? Heavy damage, no storage. Okay, fine. Let's give you some more storage. Any cargo can go in across here. There we go. That'll allow them to unload all the stuff the bots are trying to bring back in. There's still a bit of stuff out here to salvage apparently, and large numbers of corpses, which is a bit grim. But oh well. No, can't do any trading here. This is just a mining outpost. I guess I should go and have a look at the foundry, see how that's been. I mean, I've been pausing things a lot, so we're not going to have made all that much stuff. But refresh my memory on that one. What we're supposed to be doing at the moment, which is Zelia energy cells and near-bidibba capacitors. So let's try and sell some of those off. Near-bidibba capacitors, there they go, and energy cells there. Those go. Confirm that. So we'll just get rid of a load of this stuff. Then I can take another look on the Zelian, see how you're getting on. It's got through maybe it's probably about 60% of the stuff in that tank, and this one's still completely full. These are still chugging away nicely and building it. We still seem to be trying to throw this stuff through through into the other ship. Let's have a look at how we're getting on. The shielded is still trying to all be shipped through from the Zelian into the foundry. Let's send a bit more through. I don't know whether we actually need to bring more canisters through. Might as well. Oops. No. There to there. That's the way we do it. So those are all sort of piling up at the exit to this ship. Is that because the other one doesn't know, the foundry doesn't know what to do with them? Yes, they're all just piling up there. Fine. That's kind of okay. They go into. Did they go into this stage? Yeah. So we're making them faster than this machine knows what to do with them. And I could put in another assembly table, I suppose, here. I don't think it fits, but in theory I could put in another assembly table here and take from here and put into here. But I'm happy to just let that tick over, I think, to be honest. Let the guys just, sell it all off as it comes through. And we're now at 48.26. That's not too bad. It's going to take a little while to finish that off, of course. But basically that's kind of working. Purple rock gathering seems to be going pretty well. This box is half full. This box is basically empty. So we're up to a quarter capacity. I didn't bring any more boxes, so I can't extend that at all. Maybe I should have done. Didn't. But I think this is a reasonable amount of stuff to bring back. Maybe I should be expanding this ship, putting a load more lasers on, more drones, just more capacity for getting stuff out. But this is probably okay. It is working, which is nice. Armoured beast. That is quite a significantly armoured guy. And he seems to have a friend as well. So two of them between them. That's presumably the Hammerhead. Yes, it is. Those are a lot of engines. Those are going to be quick ships. And they've got a lot of railguns on them. Ooh, nice. That's quite... And then Gatling guns on the side for dealing with small things. I wonder if that many railguns is enough to do a decent amount of damage. Oh, but then I guess it's got support from all the cannons on the armoured beasts. So, yeah. I think I might need to upgrade my combat ship game a little bit before I go off and do the next one. Oh, Johnny Struggles. I recognise that name. I think he's been in the stream a few times. Hello, Johnny, if you're watching. Alright, this feels like a good point to stop, partly because it's 11:15, but also because I've gone in, I've done a big combat mission and acquired more of and found more of this purple metal that I keep forgetting the name of. Also, I've got to a point where things are just ticking over quite nicely for all these sort of systems. So over here we've got the we're producing the Zelion energy cells and the Nubidium capacitors. That's working nicely. We've got the ship here that is capable of going out and gathering the new types of gas. Everything is just feels like it's sort of ticking over quite well. I have just had a quick thought though. I think the Zelion might have some hyperspace juice, or not very much actually. We'll unload that while we can. The question is this area now safe? Because if it is, it'd be very tempting to take the Procyon and the Temptress back somewhere else to be repaired. But if there's a chance of the Red Dwarf getting attacked, then, well, it's not really able to defend itself. It's just got, it's only got mining lasers. And I don't think you can really mine a spaceship. That said, it's like mostly full. So it's nearly half full. So it probably won't take too long to top it up in the next stream. So I think this is, yes, as I say, this is going to be a good point to end the stream. I've completed one and a bit sections of the Stargate project. So that's gone quite nicely. Some good progress there. I've gone out and had a big fight that I feel like was close enough that it felt challenging and difficult, and I wasn't sure whether we were going to make it. So I think I am definitely going to want to upgrade my combat capabilities before the next fight. Potentially, at least partly by moving the guns on, maybe the guns on the Temptress from this side, basically swapping them all over, which is going to be a fairly big job, a big job for my little minions on the ship to do. Just to get so that both of my ships can give broadsides when they're flying around together, and then maybe make another ship fairly similar to this one, so that I've got another system of dumping enormous amounts of damage out as quickly as possible. The Foundry has a good supply of cannon shells and bullets available now, so we've got lots of ammunition available to resupply the ships when they come back in again and when we get them repaired. So that's going well. We just need to pass all the unobtainium over and start making all of the Stargate parts. Oh, thank you, No Guard. I'm glad it's been entertaining to listen to me. Yeah, having minor panics when my ships get attacked. And thank you for some of the things you've been pointing out as well. Like, oh my god, that one's about to get destroyed. Quick, do something about it. So, thank you very much, everyone who's been watching. There will be videos coming out. In fact, there's a bonus video coming out tomorrow because it's quite short, and then the normal Factorio video coming out on Friday. And then I'll be back on Monday. I'll be having another go at Factorio Planetary Pioneers, and I believe, and as I was saying at the beginning of this stream, we've worked out what was causing all of the issues. Basically, my graphics card ran out of video RAM, so I've managed to drop the requirements of Factorio by turning it down to low graphics mode, and I'm also going to order a new graphics card that's going to have something like 2.5 times as much memory, so that's going to sort that problem out quite nicely. So everything should run nicely on Mumble Mumble on Monday, and there's a couple of videos to watch out for before then as well. So thank you very much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed everything that's been going on, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye. Good night, Regular. Good night, No Guard, and Astrid's already gone. Good night, everyone else who's watching. I'll see you next time.